She was living in a single room with 3 other individuals. One of them was a male, and the other 2, well, the other 2 were females. God only knows what they were up to in there. And furthermore, Susan, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to learn that all 4 of them habitually smoke marijuana cigarettes. Reefers.
Get your ass up, we own this bitch. Chop a snake up and choke the witch. Get hyperactive, we all ferocious. Undiagnosed but all explosive. Get the fuck up and call a friend. Tell them we jumping all off the deep end. Wake up, you can feel the floor shake up. People try to move, but all the room we take up. Shit's ours, it's time to use it. Wake the fuck up and blast the music. This way the world. Kicker box packed full of gunpowder. Slap the sleepy, we high adrenaline. Wake the dead, we keep on telling them. We power up and sing Cobra things. Wake the fuck up, bang, bang. We blast like an asteroid into the city. Walk around glowing with hurricanes flowing. We showing up, everybody watch us. Electricity blast the eye sockets. Wake up to the woofers beating your ears. Real shit, no smoke and mirrors.
Hello everyone and welcome to In the Rotation, Episode 6, Poppin Our P's. Man, I listened back to that last show, and man, it was like a Poppin' Your Peas fest.
Yeah, the combination of the Jack Daniels along with the summer shandies, I was just popping away.
Unbelievable. It was out of control. So we figured since this is the last show, I went and solved that problem, by the way. This is the last time you guys will have to suffer through listening to a show of us popping our peas.
Yeah, we're not sorry about it anyway. Deal with it.
Right. Fuck off.
Fuck off. It's a work in progress.
You can follow us live on Spreaker.com/ITR Live. You can also reach us via the various internets on Facebook at ITR Live, on Twitter at ITR Now. You can also email us if you're feeling like emailing us. Do people still do that anymore?
I don't think so.
No.
I think they post.
Right, yeah.
No one emails anymore.
But, okay, there was like 89 people that listened to the last show, which is above our expectations.
Way above it. And what was it, 10 or so live?
Right. How do we still only have like 65 fucking likes on our Facebook page? If you're going to listen, do us the favor. Just do us this favor. We're trying to build something here. We're trying to hopefully attract some sponsors and say, hey, look, we have some people that actually like our stuff. Help us out.
Right.
Just go there and like it.
We have like over 3,000 unique listens.
Right. How do we only have 65 likes on Facebook? What is wrong with you guys? Come on.
I'm telling you, man. I read an article. This is like well over a year ago, where they were saying that it's almost impossible to get people to like your page unless you're constantly posting on it and posting on it. We don't really post a lot on that, and that's probably why people don't like it. So
whatever.
To get people to go somewhere on their own and do something is impossible. Now here's the deal. If we had a fan page of nudie chicks, just different nudie girls, we would have thousands of likes in one day.
Right, because I know that I'm one of those people that likes all those.
That's the reason why I'm saying it, because I'm one of them as well.
Right. So episode 6, Poppin Our P's. We've got all kinds of stuff. We have no guests. Sal dropped the ball on this. Well, actually, the guy in England dropped the ball.
Yeah, fuck him. I don't get it.
The Pro Wrestling Hall of Shame should be this guy.
He should be the first. Well, if this is anything comparison to what his Hall of Shame is going to be, it's not going to be anything.
No.
It's a great idea.
Awesome idea.
We wanted to be a part of it, but
he's all the way. That's what you get when you deal with those people from across the pond. That's why we don't like them.
That's why we left. Yeah, we don't like anybody.
We don't like their religion or something?
We don't like anybody.
Oh.
If you're not on this soil, we don't like you.
Yeah, that's
per
true.
our government.
And even if you're on this soil, if you're part of a 47%, we still don't like you.
That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? At this point, anybody that's still sticking up for this guy is insane.
He's
right?
derailed, man.
But not only derailed, when they
he never had a chance from the beginning.
I don't think he ever had a chance from the beginning.
He was the wrong pick. They didn't have anybody to pick.
He did in the white man's world, because white guys want the black guy out.
Yeah, and they think government handouts is the government. When they say government handouts, they mean welfare. People that they mean black people and brown people.
Right.
That's what they mean.
I was on government assistance, not that, but I was on unemployment for a long time.
How about
it means
senior
them too.
citizens are on government assistance?
Right. There's a lot of people that are on government assistance, and guess what? It's never
veterans.
When let's say a Republican guy takes over and say Mitt wins, this isn't going to change.
No,
they're not going to take people off this.
Rich people will be getting richer.
The initial plan of the New World Order, whatever you want to call them, the group of people that are trying to rule the world, they want people on government assistance. When you're on government assistance, you're going to vote for government assistance, and you're going to continue. They weigh you down. It's a paid version of slavery in a sense. You're a slave to the man. And I'm not getting too deep. We can go into this topic more.
Sure, and I mean, why not? We don't have anything else going on today.
True.
I mean, when you look at it, it's what they're really talking about are inner city people that collect food stamps and welfare, and in their perception, don't go out and try to get a job.
Right. Well, and ultimately they're grouping it. Anybody not making $300,000 or more is laughed at by the Republican Party. That's why, I have family members that are diehard Republicans, and they just vote for it just to vote for it. And it's like, you're not part of them, man.
No, they
laugh at you. How much did you donate to the campaign?
Right. Nothing.
If it's not $1 million, they don't even want to talk to you.
You don't even get invited to the dinners.
You're a joke. They're $50,000 plate dinners. Now, Obama has those too. I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just saying I'm talking about one party at this point. When I talk about it, I'm not sticking up for one or the other. I hate them both equally.
Right.
Equally. So.
But yeah, it's 47%. Hey, listen, if you get government assistance, I can't win you over. So I'm not even going to try.
Did you hear how Hannity said, Hannity on his show goes, yeah, but that was way back in May.
Way back in May. And then they proceed to play a clip from Obama that's from 1998.
And after they played that clip, I didn't disagree with it. What was he even talking about? From what I got out of it is that he thinks states should group together more so than be separate of funding things, right? What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
They literally played
this whole this word redistribution, and they're like,
oh no. Well, explain that to me.
I don't even know.
I can't.
I don't know.
It's all propaganda bullshit.
It's
bullshit.
And Fox News is the worst about it.
The worst.
I mean, they talk about mainstream media cheerleading Obama, and you'll hear that a lot.
Yeah.
But there is no bigger cheerleader for one side than Fox News is for the Republican Party.
Right.
They literally get a fax or an email these days, but it used to be a fax every day of what the Republican talking points for the day were, and you could see directly off that those talking points were thrown into their news broadcasts throughout the day.
Of course, man.
They're a propaganda machine for one side.
We're going to play some flip-floppers on the Republican side a little later on today as well. It's insane when – this is what I like about the every 4-year switch. This is why I want the Republican Party to win, because if it goes 8 years, it's kind of hard to get them to remember. They can't remember that far back.
Right.
But if we can go every 4 years, you can really see how nothing ultimately changes, but our rights get taken away on both sides. Our monies get taken away on both sides. We have to get taxed. No matter who's in office, we're at a very low tax income bracket right now. If anything's going to change around, taxes are going to have to go up on either side. So who's ever saying they're going to lower taxes, they're lying to you.
Right.
They're 100% lying to you.
Taxes have to go up, and defense spending has to go down.
Yeah.
And that's the.
It was 91% at one point. 91% was our taxes at one point. It's come down a long way, and it's going to work its way back up, just like gas prices, just like everything else right now. We're being hemorrhaged. The middle class is gone. It's gone.
True.
It's fucking
and
gone.
And the best part is that the Republican Party has a section of that middle class convinced that they are part of them.
Yeah. It's a small percentage, but there is
that percentage that is not at $300,000 a year, but they think
they're the leftover change
they make
guys.
more. Yeah, they make more money than everyone else around them.
Yeah.
So they think they're above them and they're on that level. But they're not.
The fact that George Bush wasn't invited to the Republican convention, they don't want you to remember that.
They don't want you to remember him at all.
At all. But Mitt Romney's not going to be any different.
No.
The only difference with him is he's more of a corporate guy than a war guy. The war is still going to go on. The $600 billion a year budget is going to be $700 billion a year budget.
It's not going anywhere.
That's not going anywhere. Only now we're going to play more to the corporate, same as Obama. They play to who their buddies are. They play to where the kickback comes from. Look at a guy like Bill Clinton. I mean, he's probably one of the best presidents in our time, but the guy's a multimillionaire. How?
Right.
How?
Yeah.
You make $100,000 a year and your top job is president. How?
Yeah. Investments.
Not only where's the initial money coming from? The point is too, I'm making this up. Let's say Harvard needed something for new books or needed some kind of kickback from the presidency, right? Or some kind of law to be passed to get something. They'll tell him, when you get out of office, we're going to give you a $3 million pay to come out and speak.
A speaking fee.
That's bullshit. All that's how the money changes hands, man. All this stuff's so silly.
That's how they launder the money, basically.
Correct. So that's
we said it before. Here. We said they're loyal to the gang first. Second to how the gang makes money.
Right.
Third to everybody else.
Right. I do have a green hit. I got some emails coming out of the last show.
Okay.
People hit me up. I never finished the Dragon story.
I listened back and I was like, oh, we completely went into an equally interesting Juventud Guerrero story that I had never heard.
Right. I'm full of the randomness. So when the random comes in, sometimes other randoms
So somebody actually asked you to finish the Dragon.
Yeah, they wanted to finish it and say, well, what was the Dragon? And now it's kind of silly because it's not that interesting of a story. So to go back to it, you're probably going to be let down. It was just as simple as being at an IWA show. And this is when we were working for Mike every couple months or every whatever it was. We had the Young Lions Cup coming up, or maybe it was not coming. I don't really remember. But I was talking with him in the back, just saying, I think Dragon is one of the coolest ideas ever. For those of you that don't know, it's a plush green dragon outfit,
like a mascot.
It's a mascot, and the head alone is 2.5 feet tall. So you got to think about it. It sits on your shoulders and you stare out of the neck. So the head is on top of your head. So it's trying to wrestle in this outfit is like insane. Well, Young Lions Cup's in the summertime. Mm-hmm. We were in Reading, Pennsylvania when I got to do it, and it was 190 degrees, and I'm in this plush green dragon outfit. Awful. And I had to wear a shirt because the what if anything tore apart or ripped apart, I have tattoos, so he wanted me to wear a shirt.
Right.
Okay. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I just went to him, I said, look, if anything I can ever do, if I'm ever out there and you need Dragon, I want to play it. And he said okay, but it was one of those like, how many times do you hear okay?
Sure. Like, and he'll never, he's just telling you to placate you.
Right. So we get out there, we're there for the 3 nights for Young Lions Cup. This is the first night, and we're supposed to wrestle Shane Storm and Jigsaw. So we get there, and of course we get there like an hour before the show because we're driving from so far.
Oh, the Tomasellis? No
yeah.
way.
Well, I mean, we're literally driving 14 hours. How early you want us to get there with real jobs? I mean, we literally have real jobs. So we get there, and right when I walk in, he goes, all right, well, you're on 3rd and 5th, or 4th and 6th. There was just like a match in between. I was like, well, we're wrestling. Who's the other team we're wrestling? He's like, no, you're Dragon tonight. And I was like, well, kick ass. That's what changed everything. He goes, but I need you to wear a shirt. You had a whole bunch of rules, and you couldn't do this, can't do that. Okay. So, of course, I put the shirt on, then I put the outfit on, and the helmet has to go on first. So the whole time I'm in back putting the match together, I'm in the Dragon outfit because you can't, it's not something fast.
Right.
The head straps around like shoulder pads by your armpits.
Okay.
And then you put the plush suit over it and it zippers up.
Okay.
So I'm literally in just the helmet, and I have the thing around my legs, and I'm trying to go through a match with his head, and it's insane. So I just stole all of Hulk Hogan's spots because that's what the crowd knows.
Right.
But I did the tail as the leg drop. I used the tail for the obvious. Anyways, that's Dragon. That's how I got to be Dragon. There's not too many people that can say they've been Dragon.
No.
So I'm kind of marking out to that right now. And the medal is on the wall.
I'm sure
from
somewhere,
this is the Young Lion.
If Quack ever hears us, he'll get mad that you even gave out the story, but whatever.
Don't book me. I have the Young Lions Cup medal hanging on my wall right now.
I can see it right now.
So, yeah, come and get it.
There's the green hit on that.
There's the green hit. Any green hit for you?
On the repack. Dude, again, this has nothing to do with you, and you won't like it, but I need to get this out on the air, that it was so awesome to see the Packers get fucked last night by a horrific call on Monday Night Football. And one interesting point that I thought I would point out that I thought you would find interesting is that they said today on ESPN Sports Center that based on that one call, because it changed the game from one team winning to the other, 150 to 200. That's a safe estimate. That's legal gambling. That's not what I do, which is under the table between two guys gambling. They say 150 to 200 $million changed hands on that single call, and it was no doubt the worst call I have ever seen ever. And the worst part is they reviewed it and still got it wrong. And
see, that's where the fix is in.
It was just incompetence, really. It's so funny because the NFL refs are on strike, and these replacement refs, and it has been a whole weekend of fuck-ups by these replacement refs. And so it was a big story going into this game that the refs...
How hard is it really to ref a sport? I mean, there's only so many rules. You're not making them up as you go.
Here's the other part of it, though. The players and coaches are not making it easy. They're bending the rules. They're going a little too far. They're seeing what they can get away with. And then when something happens, they get all up these guys' asses and they intimidate these guys.
But again, there's rules and there's not rules. So what? I don't see the hard
it's
part,
just you got the speed of the game. These guys are used to reffing high school football. and low college.
They didn't even get like college referees to do
No, because college referees have contracts with these college that's going on right now. These different different conferences and stuff. So they're getting not even the best of college football, which is what you would think they would do. They'd just move up the college football guys to the pros. No, it's not. It's two different unions, and so they work for two different people. So now they have to go to the high school level and these other like the Canadian Football League and these indoor football leagues. They have to pick all of these guys off the scrappy. They literally got refs from the Lingerie Football Federation.
From the XFL? Did they get any XFL referees?
I don't know. I don't think those guys are around anymore. I think Vince McMahon, Chris Benoit, those guys.
Yeah, right.
But so that
I saw that photo, by the way, where you posted with Benoit shoving Vince McMahon.
Throwing Vince McMahon. Like, I don't exist. Get in the room.
Fucking great. That is a travesty, man. Let's take out your personal opinions on him, but the fact that you erase that guy from the history books is
well. And on that post, if you go down, Bill Munoz posts a really interesting documentary where they took chunks of his brain. It got sent to that clinic.
That Nowinski guy.
And there's doctors that say he shouldn't and cannot be held responsible for what happened that day. His brain was damaged. He was not in the right state of mind. So ultimately, to erase what happened, yes, it was horrific what happened,
right.
But it was a freak thing in which a guy's brain was mush. He was an 85-year-old man.
No one talks about how religious it was too. He put Bibles by them. I mean,
right,
his last few months of his life, he became super uber religious. You don't ever hear that part ever of the story. It's just that he went nuts and killed his wife on steroids. Mm-hmm. Guys, steroids. I don't care what anybody says. Steroids don't make you meaner. They don't make you more aggressive. What happens is, if you're already an aggressive person, which that's 95% of people that take steroids,
right.
It's going to elevate you absolutely. But it's not going to make you sit there and go, I want to kill this person right now, and I'm going to kill him, and I'm going to go kill him. That's just a crazy person.
Right.
Now you add dope to that person, now you're going to have fucking problems. Uh-huh. Absolutely. And you also got to look at it, what cocaine problems did he have in his life? You know, I mean, Eddie Guerrero's heart exploded from cocaine use, toppled with steroids.
Right.
You know,
and a rigorous schedule.
Yeah. Look at Hulk Hogan. No one's taking more steroids than Hulk Hogan. He's okay.
Right. He's still walking around.
He's still wrestling. God help us. He's still wrestling.
Scott Steiner.
There's not a man on the planet who's taking
There's
more steroids.
have more steroids flowed through a human body more than Scott Steiner's.
No, and that's why you can't say that's one thing or another. You have to really break it down all the way through it. And even the concussions is one thing, or this is one thing. But when you start adding all these things up, that's what creates this. But it's ultimately just a crazy person.
Right,
Chris Benoit's ultimately just a crazy fucking person.
So getting back to the original point is, it's unfair to erase everything that ever happened. And it's unfair to take out the segments of Nitro when you re-air them on demand and just eliminate all interviews or matches that include him.
And not only that, there's when people are talking, like, let's say Alex Shelley. Name a guy that was in WCW. The two of those assholes are wrestling in the ring right now, some lower card guys. Let's say Jericho's wrestling Rey Mysterio. If Jericho's wrestling Benoit at the pay-per-view and they're getting into the topics about the pay-per-view, you'll just hear large gaps of no noise. Just gaps.
Unbelievable.
And it's just edited crowd sound in.
They're taking it out. On staff.
Multiple people
their job is to make sure nothing airs referring to that guy. It's so insane.
It's knee jerk. It's the reason why bus drivers have to open the door when they pull up the fucking railroad tracks. It's knee jerk asshole reactions.
Right. When's the last time a train hit a bus?
When in '94 and Cary in '94 when this whole law came about.
Unbelievable.
Just insane. But that's where we're at. So good repack. Yeah, interesting. The NFL's all a work. Everything's a work, man.
Tracy Smothers says so.
Anything that has money, multiple millions of dollars of money on the line, people will fuck with it. Anytime money's on the line, man, people will fuck with it.
Ultimately, what happened is the owners made a gamble that like you said, they had the same thought process. Anybody should be able to ref an NFL game. It shouldn't have that big of an impact. Well, what they found through the first 3 weeks, they gambled and they said, "Fuck you guys, fuck you regular refs. This is your deal. Take it or fucking leave it." They wanted to play hardball. Well, 3 weeks in now, dude, this last call was like the topper of all toppers. Like, there's the public outcry. There's no way if they don't have these regular refs were sitting at home like, yes,
right.
Jackpot. hot, motherfuckers, because they're going to have to come back now. Because, dude, with the amount of money that changed hands on that call and just the fact that a team lost a game.
Man, the pro wrestler in me is saying the whole thing's a
It's
work.
not, though.
The whole
It's
thing.
not.
The referees are at home. They're getting their pay. Everyone's at home getting fucking paid.
Deep. It's not that deep. Trust me.
It could be, though. You can't.
It's not.
As much as you're saying that it's not, it could be.
I don't.
The world is a work, man. Ed, the world is a fucking work.
That's not their work, though. That's not their work. No way.
You say no way.
They don't have to. They make money hand over fist. It's the most profitable sports enterprise.
Okay, so look at a guy like Rupert Murdoch. Guys that are worth billions of dollars. They're never worth enough money, ever. Once you get to $1 billion, you want $1 trillion.
Sure.
So you can't say the guy makes $1 million, he's happy. There's no way. He's got investments. He's got a drug problem. He's got a fucking pimp. He's got a girlfriend on the side with an apartment. There's things that go into when you make a lot more money. So I don't know, man. When all this shit's wacky around gambling, something's going on. It's just how it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's just how it is.
How about
Tuesday.
people messaging me like, "Hey, I'm listening to your show right now."
Who's messaging?
So my buddy Josh, my brother's brother-in-law. He's
okay, sure,
but very cool dude.
I've seen him at some of the UFC deals.
Yes, absolutely. We had UFC at his house. As a matter of fact, we went there and watched
the basement. We were sitting in the basement,
yes.
right? Yes.
So Josh is listening live. So shout out to Josh for checking in.
Well, Josh, feel free to call in and talk about UFC the other night if you'd like to. We watched it. What did we think of that? Joe loved it.
It was weird because I think I was counterproductive. We were so into the conversation that we were having that I missed most of the show.
93%.
Right, but the main event was a good fight. I thought John Jones was in trouble for the first time ever. It looked like for a second he was going to lose.
And we had some grainy footage because we were stealing it.
But still, it was on for a long time, and it was like, oh man,
if he was 1 more inch or 2 more inch up. Yep. He would have had it.
I think so.
He was too much on the forearm. You could fight more with the forearm, but when you go on the elbow and you go to that joint on joint and you pull, you can't stop that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, like Joe, I was talking to Joe on that, and Joe said ultimately it's really hard to break a guy's arm out of that hold because your hips can only go so far.
Right. Unless you're locked on the elbow. If your elbow is dead center, it's broken. It's broken fast.
Yeah. But
joint on joint.
Coming out of it, Vitor Belfort, both of them said they heard his arm pop. They both said that they heard his arm pop. Vitor Belfort, and this, I can't believe this. Vitor Belfort says he heard his arm pop and he eased up.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that either.
That's just shenanigan talk. I don't listen to any of this talk stuff. It just drives me nuts. People drive me crazy.
I was like, wait a minute. Oh, and of course, inevitably, he fought with a broken hand. He broke his hand in training.
Of course. There's all these stories.
And with Vitor Belfort, above anybody else, it's always the nonsense. Oh, I got kicked in the face by Anderson Silva, but I came in with a knee injury.
Right. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. And if I go back to the tape and I see him punch with that hand one time, I'm calling bullshit on it.
Right. But what I thought was impressive is, and Dana White pointed this out afterwards too, is that John Jones coming back from that and then knowing that the next day he couldn't even hold a cup of coffee with that arm,
but it's not broken.
Fought with it.
It's not broken.
They suspect he has nerve damage, but it
even like Joe was like, he'll never be the same again in that arm, and I'm like, stop with the hype, man. We don't know that. We don't know any. You haven't seen one X-ray. You haven't seen one anything. I bet he knocks guys out with that arm in the future. Like it.
Yeah,
it's nonsense.
No, I mean he'll recover, I think, but nevertheless he fought the rest of that fight. You wouldn't even know that his arm was that hurt because he did fight with it. He still kept striking with it, even though he says he couldn't even feel it, which is pretty impressive.
Again,
but I thought Demetrius Johnson, he looked pretty impressive in his win. Michael Bisping won again. I thought that was an interesting.
I think the next fight, man, just to shut everybody up, needs to be Bisping and what's the guy's name? Why am I drawing a blank? I always draw a blank on this guy.
Which one?
For 185. The guy who wants Anderson Silva.
Wiedemann.
I think to shut everybody up and to give that fight to make
those
something
two
happen.
Need to fight.
They need to fight each other.
That's going to be the fight.
They need to fight each other.
Wiedemann's going to fight Boach next.
Right.
He should.
They should almost just get rid of that fight and move this. This fight's way more important.
I agree because then now it really settles because Anderson Silva's going to fight GSP after this Stephan Bonner nonsense.
This is insane that you're even getting. Fans should boycott this pay-per-view. Boycott it. Completely boycott it.
I know.
Fuck you. We don't need an Anderson Silva fight. We don't need one.
Yeah. And he's selling it as, oh, what a great guy he is for stepping up and saving this paper.
I don't want to hear it.
But it is in Brazil, so the Brazilian
I
people
don't
are
want
to
hear it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It's like Anderson Silva fighting Vito Tomaselli, everybody. Yay! Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Dude, what if Stephan Bonner beats him, though?
Don't start that shit. That's how Vitor Belfort sold this pay-per-view. What if? Well, what if my house blows up? Maybe we should get out of it right now and not be here. I mean, what if? I mean, yeah,
I suppose. But
I'm tired of UFC in weird ways. I'll never stop watching.
Sure.
But there's parts where I just go, come on, dude. You're going to really... Stephan Bonner? Really? Stephan Bonner.
They couldn't get anybody else. Huh?
Anybody else. How about you just don't have the fight? Don't have the pay. Cut back. Take away 3 pay-per-views a year. Just 3 and spread them all out another couple weeks apiece and do super cards.
Right.
You'll make way more money. Way more. On paper, you'll make more money.
Because not only do they have pay-per-views, they have tons of these free shows too. They have another one coming up on FX. They got another one coming up on Fox.
I kind of overthought that too. I think the FX show should all be about number one contenderships. They should make those shows about guys that are coming up.
Yeah.
They should not make them. There should not be any names on them. And then you'll say, well, people won't tune in. Well, they will if it's interesting. If you get one show where people are knocking dudes out and they're stepping up because people want to get noticed, people will tune in for that.
I don't know, because nobody's tuning into the Ultimate Fighter this year.
Well, this is my beef with them. It's on FX sucks, dude. FX is not Spike. I'm sorry. I don't care what I watch it. It's not. It's just it's harder to find. Mm-hmm. It's not readily accessible. You're not getting the advertisement on the MTV shows and on the other shows that Spikes are related to. You're just not. You have to find UFC, and it sucks. And another thing they do that fucks up, they don't just name it Ultimate Fighter. It's Ultimate Fighter Brazil or Ultimate Fighter this. So every time a new season starts, you have to reprogram it into your TV. If they just had it to where it was just Ultimate Fighter and it was programmable, like The Bachelor, for instance. We have The Bachelor program on my DVR. I never have to go look for it, and I never have to wonder when the season is. I just see it. Oh, new episode. Speaking of which, did you see the new episode of Bayou Billionaires?
It's back?
There's 3 episodes already.
Oh, it's on my other DVR, so I'll have to go home tonight and put it. I love that show.
It's so good.
I love that show.
It's so good. The first episode, they built a float for the mom, because the mom, he wanted to do something nice for the fucking mom. So they built a float with her on the front of it, and they paraded it.
Flowers and stuff, like a parade float.
95-foot
yes!
float. Yeah.
I love watching these fuckers waste money. It's so great.
The next episode they had and like my wife's watching it with me. She goes, "This is so silly. They set up all this stuff for these guys to do, and then they just sit there and watch them." And I was like, thanks for naming the fucking show. That's show.
It. Yeah,
of course.
It should be the name of the show. If we were being honest, the name of the show would be "Watching Hillbillies Spend Their Money on Dumb Shit."
Right, and they don't have enough of a brain to know to go buy a float, so the producers have to say, "All right, today we're going to build a float for Nana," or whatever the fuck her name is, and everyone's going to watch. Okay,
sounds good.
Right. And then the next episode they had they wanted to build a bomb shelter in case the end of the world was coming, so they just dug. They had the guy with no teeth.
Yes,
the brother-in-law,
the guy along with what's his name on. Did you ever watch? What was it? Moonshiners? Did you ever watch?
No. I heard clips from it, but so they decided to build a 30-foot deep bomb shelter. So he goes out there with a shovel and just starts like shovel load at a time. Right? He's gonna literally dig this. So the dad comes out and he goes, "No, let's get a tractor out here." So they dig this insane hole in the yard, right? And then the guy who's going to put the bomb shelter in goes, "Well, okay, well, what do you guys said you wanted me to? You guys had a bomb shelter. What do you want us to use?" And they point over to this old beat up RV. We want that, so they put that in the ground. That's RV. It's fucking great. By the end of it, none of them wanted to use it.
Of course.
So the fucking hillbilly decided he's going to make it his man cave. He's like, "I just got to find where I'm going to put my TV." And then they get him to go on their local news as the rock and roll weatherman. Wouldn't you watch that every single morning?
Yeah, that toothless guy. Yes.
And his girl is standing next to him, all pilled out.
With that dopey pill face. Yes.
So when he says it rains, she goes...
Her face doesn't move, dude. Have you ever noticed?
It doesn't move, and she barely talks. So then later in the episode, during the bomb shelter episode, the fucking grandpa comes driving up on his gator.
That guy's not dead yet, huh?
And he blows this huge horn. She's on top of a truck sunbathing. And he blows his horn at her, and she doesn't even move. She doesn't. So she's just pilled out of her. I'm telling you, go watch this show.
Bayou Billy.
And here's the deal. If you're watching it and you go, this show is so stupid.
Yes.
It's supposed to be.
Enjoy it for what it is.
It's so ridiculous. Oh, they make their money, too. They found out X amount of years ago that they were over natural gas. So they sell it to these people. They call it mailbox money. Every day they go to their mailbox and they have another check for like $100,000 or $200,000, and they just try to find ways to blow it as fast as they can
because you can't get buried with it.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Bayou Billionaires. Check it out. We're about 30 minutes in, so we have a new jingle for it and everything. So let's go to the new top 5 countdown. We did it last week when it were pertaining to the top 5 in general.
Top 5 in general, right? That was just Billboard's top 5 songs.
Right.
Today,
so this week we picked what?
Adult contemporary. I can't really define adult contemporary, but I would assume it's what you hear in Walmart.
Well,
it's top 40 music that you would hear in Walmart.
I would think so. So we're about to find out. So top 5 countdown here on In the Rotation.
5, 4, 3, 2. Gute Freizeit. Herunterhaltung. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2. 1.
That is so jingly. It's awesome.
I love it. It's our new jingle. Deal with it.
Right.
So today, there's actually some artists on here that I actually like.
Okay.
I don't like them, meaning like I go buy their music, but when they're on, I don't mind their music. I don't mind some of it. And this chick, Adele comes in at number 5. There's a couple Adele songs when I listen to them, I go, man, she's really, really, really talented.
I can be honest with you and tell you that this will be the first time I've knowingly listened to an Adele song ever.
Ever. Okay.
Ever.
Well, I've never even heard this song before. But her like first couple songs, if they're on the radio, I'll turn it up. I'll definitely turn it up.
Okay.
Because her voice is awesome, and if this song sucks, I apologize ahead of time.
You better get the shit thing ready.
Yeah, well, it is. It's always ready. The shit noise is always ready.
Because I think I'm going to shit on a lot of this stuff.
So here's the way we're going to do it. Because last time we had some technical difficulties. I think we need to. We're gonna volumize it a little differently. So we'll start it, and we're going to play about a minute. Before we start, because. Of course, within seconds we can hate a song. Right. Let's play a minute of it.
Okay, fair enough.
And then let's really get the gist of it.
We'll digest it and
I got an idea.
Either shit on it or
we'll get to the chorus, and we'll talk after the first chorus.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Rules. The rules are the rules.
Adele, rumor has it. This is the official video.
I'm sure.
She ain't real. She ain't gonna be able to love you like I will. She is a stranger. You and I have history, or don't you remember? Sure, she's got it all. But baby, is that really what you want? Blessed up, so you got no head in the clouds. You made a fool out of you, and boy, she's bringing you down. She made the heart melt, but you're cold to the core. Now rumor has it she ain't got your love anymore. Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
All right. Well, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
She could definitely sing.
She has a voice.
She can definitely sing. You cannot deny that.
It's catchy. It's jingly, but her other songs are better. I hate to say it's better, but they're just better.
Right.
This song isn't that great.
I think this song is just in the top 5 because she's popular.
True. Yeah. This is when you've been around for a minute.
Right.
Here, like this song. I'm just gonna play. This isn't part of the top 5.
I've heard this song.
Okay. So you've heard "Rolling in the Deep" is cool.
Yes. I didn't know who it was, but like, again, when at the car dealership, we play music like this all day long. So I hear like different kinds of shit like this. Okay. So that I do.
Here, this is one too. I like this song. It's a little slow. I'm not really into slow music. I'm not like a depressed person, but this is a pretty cool song.
I let it fall, my heart, and does it feel you roasted clay?
Yeah, she could sing, man. You can't deny it. She could definitely sing.
Yeah, I noticed last time when we were talking over the music, you couldn't hear us at all. But I think we need to really fade this way down when we talk. We'll get to the chorus and then we'll go to number 4.
Games you play, you would always win, always win.
So that's Adele. I mean, I know, I consider him player all day long, but I don't know if
She's good. She's talented.
She's talented.
I would not shit on her.
So is that just a one ringy dingy?
Yeah, I'll just I approve.
Just one.
I wouldn't buy her album, but I approve.
My dogs hate it, by the way.
Right. Yes.
Hold on. We gotta do something.
Dog invasion.
Dog invasion.
Dog invasion. But yeah, so I definitely I don't hate Adele. I think she's okay. What we've got looks like. Are these in reverse order here on top? I think they are. So I think we're going to have a little Kelly Clarkson. Who's Kelly Clarkson? No, it's who's high pitch actually. But Kelly Clarkson on the countdown next, I believe. Right?
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson. She's another one, man, where she can make a hit, man.
Who's high pitch?
Who's high pitch? I'm Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, no, she's a hit machine too. She can make a hit getting out of bed in the morning. It seems.
Yeah.
She has a weird past. Also with like her labels and shit, she always gets pissed at her and she wants to do different shit. So this is Stronger. I don't know if I've heard this or not. Kelly Clarkson coming in at number 4 on Adult Contemporary Billboard.
You know the bed feels warmer sleeping here alone. You know I dream in color and do the things I want. You think you got the best of me, think you've had the last laugh, bet you think that everything good is gone. Think you left me broken down, think that I'll come running back. Maybe you don't know me 'cause you're dead wrong. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes it brighter. What's that even lighter? Doesn't mean I'm lonely.
Yeah, it's Kelly Clarkson.
This is the thing with Adult Contemporary. This is what I'm learning about it. These are the songs that everyone's supposed to like. So you can't really like shit on them. They're not terrible, but they're just one of those things where it's like I don't think I'd buy this album.
No, but it is something that is safe to play in a public domain. Elevator music in the lobby of a dentist's office. You hear this music.
100%.
That is Adult Contemporary. But she's talented. She could sing. So
She's talented. And I like how the cameras never give you a full body shot of her. They're always just zoomed right in on her.
Right, so you can't tell how big of a big girl she is.
She's hippie, if you will. Hippie. And not like a tree hugger hippie. I mean, like she has huge hips. Well, all right. I don't know. I don't like that song. And I really want to play the sound effect.
Well,
so.
Go for it. Oh, I can't believe that actually came out of you. That's disgusting.
We should all be so proud. Now, this is another group, Maroon 5. They just seem to...
I fucking love this band.
Yeah, they're an awesome
Adam
band.
Levine can fucking sing.
I'd actually go see them in concert. I think I would go see them in concert. It would be like a pop version of Incubus.
Yes, I agree. I think they're very talented. I've always been a big fan of Maroon 5 since they've come out a long time ago. I like them.
I do got to say, too, he's on The Voice, television show right now. Did I tell you that I had this singer at one... I bartend. People that don't know, I also bartend on the weekend. There was a singer
that was on The Voice.
She was on last night.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she performed at my restaurant a couple weeks ago, and she's amazing singer. So she's Teresa, the girl who was last night. Black girl, Teresa from Chicago. She got 3 of the judges to turn their chair around, and I believe she's with Blake. So watch for her, cheer for her. Great girl, and deserves it.
Who didn't turn around?
I think CeeLo. No, you know what? I think CeeLo and Adam didn't turn around. Just Christina and Fuckhead did.
Fuckhead.
I say Fuckhead because he kind of annoys me. He's kind of boring.
Right. He's the guy that they have to represent country.
Right.
So he's
like the guy from country that transitions over. Like people like him. They like his ability. They like him. When he says stuff, they all clap. Like it's not even
he's
funny.
So safe. He does embody everything I hate about country music.
Yes. Well, name something you like about country music. I fucking hate it.
Not a thing.
And it's funny. I used to listen to it for like 2 years, I listened to country music, and I was really into it. And I dug the stories of how there's like stories to each song, you know. But then I realized it's just pandering bullshit. Their music is just the pandering. It's the pandering. Jesus and trucks and love my mom.
Right.
Fuck you, country music. We will do the country top down, and it'll just be full of shit.
Yeah, we need to get more sound effects.
I'm gonna loop the fart noise and play it while the music's playing. So,
right, because there's no chance I will ever ding a country song.
Ever.
No chance.
Maroon 5, coming in at number 3. This is Payphone.
With Wiz Khalifa, this is an awesome song.
Trying to go home, all of my change I spent on you. Where are the times gone, baby? It's all wrong. Where are the plans we made for two? Yeah, I know it's hard to remember the people we used to be. It's even harder to picture that you're not here next to me. You say it's too late to make it, but is it too late to try? And in that time that you wasted, all of our bridges burned out. I've wasted my nights, you turned out the lights. Now I'm paralyzed, still stuck in that time when we called it love. But even the sun sets in paradise. I'm at a payphone trying to go home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone?
It's got hit written all over it. All over it.
Absolutely, and the video is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a
to be able
it's
to
like
follow
a
along. It's like a comic book
comic book.
with all the lyrics. It's fucking great.
Yeah, this guy's voice is so awesome, man, and his band plays right with him. They're awesome.
And Wiz Khalifa, who is on the song, is an awesome up and coming rapper. The guy has yet to put out a bad song. I don't think I've ever heard the guy put out a bad song, and he kills it here. Adam Levine is awesome about incorporating rap music into his music. He's did that crossover with Kanye.
well,
West
his
that one
voice
time.
sounds so cool and unique that if you added any kind of street cred to it, it's even cooler. You know, I mean, you add that little bit to it, it's awesome. I think we're gonna let the song play out a little bit.
Yeah, this is an awesome song. I love it.
Bridges burned out. I've wasted my nights. You turned out the lights. Now I'm paralyzed, still stuck in that time when we called it love. But even the sun sets in paradise. I'm at a payphone trying to go home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone, baby? It's all wrong. Where are the plans we made for two?
I mean, we're gonna keep playing the song, but we can already give it one of these.
Yeah, absolutely. Big fan. Big fan.
And all those fairy tales I'm full of shit. But my fucking love song, I'll be sick. Now I'm at a payphone.
Man, fuck that shit. I'll be out spending all this money while you sitting around wondering why it wasn't you who came up from nothing. Made it from the bottom, now when you see me, I'm stunting. And all of my cars are with a push of a button. Telling me I changed since I blew up or whatever you call it. Switch the number to my phone so you never could call it. Don't need my name on my shirt, you can tell it I'm ballin'. Swish, what a shame, could've got picked. Had a really good game, but you missed your last shot. So you talk about who you see at the top or what you could've saw. But sad to say, it's over for. Phantom bull up, valet, open doors. Wished I go away, got what you was looking for. Now it's me who they want, so you can go and take that little piece of shit with you.
I'm at a payphone trying to go home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone, baby? It's all wrong. Where are the plans we made?
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa right there, tearing it up.
Yeah, no, great song. There's a reason why there's 81 million hits on this video when it came out.
And it's number
April
3.
16th.
It's number 3 on the Billboard
Well,
charts.
you know
There's a
what?
reason for
I think it's been out for a while, or it would be number 1.
Yeah. What a catchy hook on that song too.
And by the way, this is a record. We got through the whole song.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the award. If we like you, we play you out.
We'll play you out. Yeah.
Play it right on out.
Yeah. No, that was good stuff. Maroon 5. Shout out.
Just so we're aware.
Yeah. Big fan.
Big fans. Go buy that on iTunes right now, guys. It's
Yeah.
it's available on iTunes right now. This next band up. This is the official band of the Howard Stern.
Yeah, it is, and I like them, man. They're good.
So do I.
This is Train Drive By.
Train Drive By. It's a great song. This is actually a really, really cool song. It's got a catchy little hook too, and the way like he sings,
Pat
hard to
Monahan
explain.
again.
Pat Monahan's
great
the
voice.
man,
Like
yeah.
much like Adam Levine, a unique voice and an awesome voice.
His music's a little more lamer, like that, like on the. My grandma would listen to it. You know what I mean? Like all the way around.
Train is everybody loves him. Your mom
Yeah.
loves him. Your grandma
Everyone.
loves him. Your dad's okay with him.
Everyone.
Everybody in your family's okay with him. Yeah.
Right, right.
They're very safe.
So this song, Drive By Train, 56 million views.
Damn.
On the other side of the street I knew stood a girl that looked like you. I guess that's deja vu, but I thought this can't be true, cause you moved to West LA or New York or Santa Fe or wherever to get away from me. Oh, but that one night was more than just right. I didn't leave you, cause I was all through. Oh, I was overwhelmed and frankly scared as hell, because I really fell for you. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by, just a shy guy looking for a two-night hefty thing to hold down. I love when you move me, everything is groovy. They don't like it soon-me, the way you do me. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the song a lot.
They're good. That's why you hear it on commercials. I don't remember what company's using it, but there is a company that I recognize it from the
Car
commercials.
commercial.
Yeah.
Sure. Makes sense.
And then also they did an awesome in studio version of this song on Stern.
Did they?
A couple weeks ago?
See, they were on America's Got Talent a couple weeks ago too. It's probably within the same week of America's Got Talent.
Probably. Yeah. It was pretty close. But yeah, awesome acoustic version of the song. which you can imagine.
Sure.
Pat Monahan's a great singer. Train. And it's funny because they've been around a long time. Train.
Long
To
time.
be back at the top of the charts again. This is the second song off this album, I believe. That's
Sure.
made it to the top
And
of the charts.
Stern always explains a great story about how he backed these guys along, like Drops of Jupiter days. He was with these dudes, and I remember I was listening to Stern then, and then like the radio industry told them they were done. There's no more for you guys, and
You've had your hit.
You've had your hits. It's time to go away. And they kept producing and making shit, and Stern stuck by them and kept having them come into the studio, and now they're back.
Yeah. It's
the album came
about
from-
a 10-year gap it seems,
Yeah.
between when they were first popular and now back at the top of the charts again. Yeah.
Why don't we let this one play out a little bit? I like this song.
There's nothing up my sleeve but love for you, and a little time to get my head together too. On the other side of the street I knew stood a girl that looked like you. I guess that's deja vu, but I thought this can't be true, cause oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by, just a shy guy looking for a two-night hefty thing to hold down. I love when you move me, everything is groovy. They don't like it soon-me, the way you do me. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by.
So it turns out that I think I might be a fan of adult contemporary. I'm more of a fan of these songs than I thought I would be. I'm stunned, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The idea that we thought I picked this category thinking it would be funny to shit on it.
Right. Turns out it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's really not that bad. But now we haven't played the number one song yet. I listened to it earlier and I hate it. I already hate it. So I can already tell you that this song sucks. But for Train Drive By, I'm going to give it a.
Yeah, definitely gets a ringy dingy ding. It's
I like to let it play out
Yeah,
when
you
I
gotta
really
let
like
it play
it.
out,
Yeah, no, Train's great, man. I think they would be a really fun summer concert to go to. Like,
I bet they have an awesome live show because that
Yeah.
guy's voice translates. He's like
Sure.
he's like the guy from Incubus. Where
Sure.
live or on record, he sounds exactly the same.
And when you have dips of Ms. Ali,
Oh,
Incubus is the best.
yeah. In which, even the last time, even if you don't have the Ms. Ali and you just have some pizzles,
Yeah, or some shroomies.
right? Yeah,
they could be
Dude,
a great concert.
One pill and I was having a good time.
Yeah, Incubus is awesome, man. That's a good concert to go to.
Yeah, Linkin Park, not so good.
By the way, for all you people in Las Vegas, and I really wish I could make it out there, October 28th through the November 24th, Guns N' Roses has multiple concerts.
Get
in
out
Las
of here.
Vegas. I never cared much about Axl Rhodes without everybody else.
Axl Rose. Yeah, you said Rhodes. Like Dusty.
Both. Him too. That's Dusty's youngest kid. You haven't met him yet.
Axl, yes. He's going to be on TV in a couple of years, I
He
heard.
probably will be. But my boy KG has seen him a couple of times, and he said he played for I think it was 2 or 3 hours. Him and his band, they played all the greatest hits, and you have no idea it's not Slash or anybody. I mean,
shit.
You have to have Axl. If you have Axl, you can close your eyes and enjoy the rest of the
I don't know.
concert.
Slash is pretty fucking dope.
It doesn't matter. The point is, if you like Guns N' Roses and you want to see them live, you can see them live. Right
I guess.
now. And then Vegas would be awesome.
Yeah, but what happens when you buy tickets and then he decides he doesn't want to come out that day because his throat hurts?
He's there for 3 weeks. So I would say if he goes to the first 2 shows, buy the 3rd and 4th show, and then don't worry about it. Don't buy tickets ahead of time for the 28th show. That you might be in trouble then.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's a good show.
Man,
maybe it is.
I was on script with you too, but like I said, my boy KG has seen him, and he's seen every concert under the sun, and he'll still tell you it's one of the best concerts he's ever seen. So
interesting.
This is GOTYE.
How do you pronounce that?
It's got to stand for something. I think it's like it stands for something.
It's probably one of those stupid text things that 12-year-old girls do that I don't.
Absolutely. Wait, you know what? I think it says it right here. It is. No, it's just GOTYE. Yeah, it's got to stand for something. Got ye. I don't. Okay, how does this song get to number 1 if we can't even pronounce your fucking name? It's not only number 1, it's got 324 million hits.
Come on.
Million
and
hits.
who's this Kimbra? All right,
By the way, this is a man's leg we're staring at. The video starts out where it pans up a man's body.
Oh, good. Good. Right. All right, this is in for some shit. You better get that fucking sound effect right.
Now, remember, we're going to listen all the way to the chorus, and we're going to have to suffer. This one's going to make us suffer.
Oh.
You know, just because, get ready for this.
Right, because there's going to be a lot of that. You know what? I can't say it. Maybe I'm going to like it.
You like the other ones, and you didn't know you were going to be a fan of adult contemporary.
Right.
So
here, give me some of the Got Ye.
Got Ye.
Oh, I know this song already.
Now and then I think of when we were together. Like when you said you felt so happy you could die. You told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's an ache I still remember.
I can't take it anymore. Please turn this song down. Yeah, this song is fucking terrible.
It is so emo, it's out of control. Every girl that gets dumped by their boyfriend loves this song.
Right, and all the boys that get dumped by their boyfriends love this song too. I couldn't even make. Here's the chorus. So.
Yeah. And
this guy's got to get his.
Here's the thing.
Fixed.
Sting wants his voice back.
Right. And Jim Morrison wants his look back.
Right. You're a douche.
You're a douche. And you know what? I'm done with you, GOT. Go away, whatever your fucking name is.
Get out of here.
And just in case you weren't hearing it during the song, this is what we think of you.
Yeah. Terrible.
You'll never get ding, ding, dings out of us.
But we're in the minority because 324 million motherfuckers.
I teach 15 to 17-year-olds, and I want to be in that minority. I don't want to be a part of what they think. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. All the way around. All the way around, a bunch of fucking idiots. So there's our top 5 countdown.
Adult contemporary. Turns out I like 2 of the 5.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really mind Adele.
So why don't we just...
Or Kelly Clarkson. So really, I'm okay with
So here we go. Number 5, Adele, Rumor Has It.
I'll give it a ding. 1. Yeah, 1.
Okay, but then we also played another Adele song, which is kind of not fair. But anyways, number 4, Kelly Clarkson, Stronger.
It's not great, but I wouldn't shit on it either. Right.
1 dingy. Right.
Maroon 5,
Payphone.
Big fan. Train, also big fan. It gets the multiple rings on that. And then, yeah.
Just so we're aware. Number one, you get this. Is that ever going to get tiresome?
No, it'll never get old. It will never get old.
Well, that's cool, man. Why don't we,
Why don't we listen to some real music now?
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and we're going to take a little break
I got to go take a call from Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is on the phone. And, yeah, we'll be back in about 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah. Fresh back from NY. Back on my leak shit. You already know. iHustle.com. Let's get it. Look, I like bitches that like bitches that like bitches that like bitches. I like bitches that like bitches that like bitches that like bitches. I like bitches that like bitches that like bitches that like bitches. I like bitches that like bitches that like bitches that like bitches. Look, young Cusso on that bullshit. Hopping out the Regal burner with the full clip. Summertime murder games going back to back. Fly crippin' on my belt cost a half a stack. I been ballin', nigga reach, I'ma handle that. Back when me and Infant J Stone was selling candle wax. I'm the motherfucking truth, nigga, that's a fact. And if I fuck your baby mama, can you handle that? Look, the West, nigga, that's a rap. You ain't eating with us, you gon' have the scraps. Struck out, nigga, every time you at the bat. Nigga can't compete with us with them type of stats. Niggas can't compete with us with these type of racks. Fiends tend to blow your beeper up for this type of crack. Yeah, niggas tryna get their license back. Me, I'm tryna get my lifers back. Niggas couldn't keep the chopper on the rifle rack. I'm a driver and a shooter, still in spite of that. Light bulb, hustle, look, you might could rap. Nightclubs, I know a couple that we might could pack. Try and fail, go to jail, quit the wife for rat. Rhetorically, I ask myself, what type of life is that? Nah, you knew better, but you settled. I stepped it up a level, doubled up on my endeavors. Some broke never. I'm a rich rolling rebel. Clever as the devil, pull strings like Geppetto. I've been real from the get-go. You green like a gecko in your name game. Wait, your exos can't let go. Hello? Hanging up when you say your name. Play it too much to not know the game. Heartbroken, Frank Ocean on that Novocaine. You know this change, but I won't explain. Look, nip the crypto, flip the blueprint that overlay. 10,000 cash, 4 tickets, no overlay. Then I be in your city with the bros today. Presidential car service with the motorcade. Road to the riches, now you know the way. Run this money marathon at an owner's pace. You ain't a real nigga without a goal to chase. And the yellow bone bitch with some toes to paint.
On the top sides of both of her hands. She was 43 years old, and as far as I know, had never yet been with a man. It's not that she wasn't attractive, she was beautiful, but it was the way that she interacted. She was aggressively passive, to the point where she would have intimidated any myth that ever tried to catch it. On the right hand, she had a tattoo of a nude girl. She claimed it is what God resembled. But on the left, she had a mirrored image of the same female, and this one, she explained, looked like the devil. I remember once watching her touch her own breasts, how the tattoo smiled as they stared down her stomach, as if anticipating when they'd be allowed to caress the sweet flower that they both seemed to hunger. Sweet flower. Now maybe I was high, but it felt so right. Heaven and hell both take to this woman's womb. It didn't make sense how she could commence touching herself with me wide awake in the same room. But if I've learned anything in my years, I've learned I no longer believe in surprised. But what happened next damn near stole my tears. The tattoos came alive right in front of my eyes. They both slowly stood up and climbed off her hands and showed me why she never took some time with a man. They climbed deep inside of this woman's garden. She closed her eyes. She gently bit her bottom lip. I stepped, I left, and I don't regret leaving. And I'll never forget all the things I saw that evening. A glimpse of religion, a piece of coming closer to understanding more about what intrigues me most. I didn't get turned on, I just got turned. I wasn't as aroused as I was concerned. For each one of them I've hurt, and every time I've been burned, I've got a lot to teach, but even more to learn. So now I keep my eyes open, hoping to take in all I can about woman, taking in all she can. And for as long as I breathe, I'll save a seat in my memory for that woman with the tattooed hands. There's good and evil in each individual. Fire identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil in each individual. Fire identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil in each individual. Fire identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil in each individual. Fire identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good.
We are back here live on Spreaker.com in the rotation. I'm Ben Jordan, joined by Vito Tomaselli, discussing the adult contemporary top 5 earlier.
I actually went and bought those couple of songs on iTunes, so there
Did
you
you?
go. Yes.
There
No,
you
but I stole it. It's all the same when you look at it that way, right?
No, absolutely. So the next thing I want to play for you folks is something that I heard on the radio today. I thought is so awesome. Lil Wayne is getting deposed for a lawsuit that is being filed against him by Quincy Jones. They were filming a documentary leading up, showing him creating his last album.
Sure.
And partway through it, Lil Wayne decided he didn't want to do it anymore because it sucked and he didn't like what they were doing.
Right.
He says they were trying to paint him in a bad light and make him look bad. It probably was just showing what he's really like. And he's
right, and he looks bad.
Right. So he's getting deposed here. And
maybe they went shopping with him to buy skinny jeans.
Yeah, maybe. So he's just indignant to this prosecutor, this lawyer, asking him questions the entire time, answering question after question. I don't know, just purposely just being a real dick, and it all comes to a head. And I'm just going to let this play for itself, and we'll react to it afterwards. Listen to Lil Wayne interact with this. Now, keep in mind, he's in a court of law. Not in a court of law, but he's being deposed.
It's the same thing.
Right. He's being sworn in. He needs to, this is a serious thing. Listen to Lil Wayne here.
How would I describe my image in the media?
Yes.
I wouldn't describe it.
Well, how would you describe it if you had to?
I don't have to.
Well, what image are you portraying in the media?
I don't portray anything. I am who I am, and you guys portray what you get.
No, who are you? Who is the real?
I am Dwayne Michael Carter Jr.
Okay. Do you like to portray yourself as?
I just answered that and said that I don't like to portray myself as nobody.
Okay.
I completely be Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. I don't portray myself as anything. An image is self-described.
Well, you have to wait till I'm done with the question.
I don't have to wait to anything, honestly. I mean, this guy right here may tell me that I have to wait, but personally, I don't have to do nothing.
Go ahead, ask the question.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you like
He
to
can't save you, right? In the real world. That guy right there. He can't save you in the real world. Just so you know.
What does that mean?
I don't have to elaborate.
That's your next question.
Is that a threat against us?
He's the king of I don't give a fuck.
Right, yeah. Which say what you will, and I know you're not a big fan of the skinny jeans, and you're not even a big fan of his rap. I love the just disdain and not giving in. He could very easily, if he talks about it, but he also isn't. When it comes time to it, he gives the cops a hard time. He doesn't.
Sure.
He doesn't work with them, and I think it's hilarious given these just wasting taxpayer money.
It's wasting our money. just taking it and burning it.
Is that a threat? No, that's
no, it's not a threat.
No.
So then when they take him to court for the threat, he can say, "I told you it wasn't a threat."
Lil Wayne. So there you go. Lil Wayne just spitting in the face of authority.
Just not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And now I know in a little bit here also we're going to have a little interview here with Joe Tippett, no longer with all things BJJ.
Yeah, just Joe Tippett. Can we call him Lockport Joe now?
I want to.
Speak of the devil.
Could that segue have worked any better?
Right. Speak of the devil. All the way from Lockport, Illinois, our resident MMA expert, Joe Tippett. Lockport Joe. Can we call you Lockport Joe again now?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. So Lockport Joe joins us MMA style. Joe, UFC 152, that was a pretty action-packed night, wasn't it? It kind of lived up to the hype.
It was a good show. I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought the main event was better than I thought it was going to be, considering Vitor Belfort was a little bit outmatched, I thought. Or it was, the short notice, with all the fallout from 151. He did a good job. I mean, he almost caught him with that armbar. That was probably his only chance. Obviously, it was his only chance to end the fight. John Jones, after that, looked as dominant as ever. We'll have to see how his arm feels after that. But otherwise, I thought the flyweight match was really good. I thought it was action-packed. It didn't get the finish, I guess, that everybody was expecting. And the crowd wanted a little bit more blood, I suppose. But I thought Demetrius Johnson looked fantastic. So good for the first 125-pound champion. Michael Bisping won. Probably he might get the next title shot, Anderson Silva, but he might be waiting into the latter part of next year because if Anderson wins or when he beats Stephan Bonner, they're probably going to do the super fight, it would seem, and if GSP wins. So, but who knows?
Yeah, we were actually just talking about that. That we think it's got to be Brian. It's got to be
Bisping and Wiedemann.
Bisping and Wiedemann, right? That's the next fight. I know we have Tim Botch, but shouldn't they just scrap that fight and move on to something more important?
But if it's going to be so long for Anderson to fight, just have Wiedemann and Bisping fight each other and settle it, and then we'll know who the true number one contender is, and we'll go from there. I mean, that would be a good fight. I mean, marketing or not. I mean, Vito, you and I talked on the phone, I think, and we said that that any fighter is just as good as how much the UFC wants to market them, or as marketable as they want them to be. So
sure,
that's probably true with Chris Weidman. And if he beats Michael Bisping, then he truly will be. I mean, this would be if he beats Boach and then beats Bisping, 2 solid wins, and he's on a really good streak, and you can't deny him after that.
Do you think Weidman needs to borrow a little bit from Chael Sonnen and talk a little more shit? I mean, every interview you get him in, he just goes, "Well, I'm here, and I really like
to
fight."
whine a little bit. He's starting to whine a little bit, though.
Yeah, he's starting to talk a little bit. So we'll see what happens. He's not got quite that personality, I don't think, but he's a good fighter. So we'll see. He's got the tools to give Anderson some trouble. I mean, he's got the good wrestling and the good jiu-jitsu, but you never know. I mean, Anderson's just the best.
How about that knockout on the show where the guy, it was almost like he didn't know he was knocked out right away. Yeah, the Flair face flop after. Have you ever seen anything quite like that before?
No, I think it was just the lasting effects. That the guy he tried to step back and went, "Oh, that wasn't good," and then fell down. That was.
Stop hitting me in my face.
Right.
I do want you to try to settle a debate that Vito and I had immediately following the pay-per-view. It was actually off the air because we had talked so much that we ran out of time before the main event started. But I want you to settle a debate between the two of us. My contention is that within the next 2 years, John Jones will be in the heavyweight division fighting heavyweights regularly. Vito seems to think that that's not going to be the case. Why would he go to heavyweight when he can just sit at light heavyweight and just demolish everyone there? Where do you stand on that?
2 years, maybe. I could see him going to heavyweight eventually. He's a young guy. He's only 23, right?
I think Joe. I think my big argument is there's just no evidence of it right now. Like there's no evidence of any of it. I think much like Anderson Silva, if you would have said 3 years ago he's going to 205 because he's going to run through the lineup, people would have said, "Oh yeah, for sure," because no one's going to beat him, so he has to go somewhere else. But he's still there, still beating dudes, waiting to retire.
But now John Jones has run through how many former champions in a row?
But let's say
who's left?
Let's say Nike gets him a better deal to do movies or some other shit, and in 2 years he retires from MMA.
I suppose that's.
I mean, that could happen too. But I mean, if you would have said Rampage Jackson 5 years ago wouldn't be fighting anymore because he was going to be making movies, I would have called you a liar. But now look at him. I mean, that's what happens. You get so famous. And then you don't want to get punched in the face anymore.
There's a lot of money at heavyweight fights, though, for John Jones, isn't there?
There's a lot of money in movies.
Yeah, I think 2 years is maybe too soon. I would say not. I would say no as far as 2 years. Beyond that, when you're talking 5 years and beyond, or 2 years and beyond, he could move to heavyweight. I mean, it's an option for him. It'll just become hard when it becomes harder for him to make weight. But he'd be a small heavyweight at this point. I mean, he'd be small compared to some of those guys. So, we'll see. I see it happening. Maybe not 2 years, but beyond 2 years for sure.
How about the news on Strike Force this week? That can't be fun for Zuffa.
Yeah, that didn't get quite the press that 151 getting canceled did. I don't think Dana White's going to quite go off on Pat Healy or
Can you please
Melendez.
explain? I'm in the dark of what's going on here.
Gilbert Melendez got hurt, so they just basically canceled the Strike Force, and that was scheduled for Saturday. So
he was the only name on that show, right? I mean,
pretty much. Yeah, the Strike Force is not. I mean, I think at one of the last press conferences, there were like 4 people, and Tim Kennedy's like, "What? Like, why are we even having this? No one cares about it." Because at this point, Zuffa, I guess they're just fulfilling the Showtime contract because it doesn't seem like they care too much about Strike Force.
Talk a little bit about Gilbert Melendez's situation. How fucked up is it that he is caught in this situation where he's tied to this stupid Showtime thing where he should be in the UFC? That guy's super fucking talented.
Oh, he's really good. He's one of the better guys that you hear. He trained with the Diaz's and Jake Shields and guys like that, and they all talk about Gilbert Melendez. And he's one of the best 155ers in the world, and he'd give Vince Henderson a run for his money for sure. He's top 3. I mean, certainly top 5. I mean, he's been for a long time, and he's never got his crack at the UFC for one reason or the other. So it would seem like he's the guy who would be the natural progression to come over.
Him and Cormier, right? Him and Cormier are probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should just. I mean, wait for the contract to run out. I mean, or when did it end? Because at this point, it's the girls that are your biggest draw on Strikeforce. Everybody else is kind of just sitting around, or they need to go over to the UFC.
Did you see MMA Uncensored last Thursday? Did you happen to catch that with Ronda Rousey?
I did not. What did she?
She had made a good point, and that Craig Carton guy was great with her. He was doing all the awful things to say to women fighters, like that I want to say to women fighters, how we just don't want to see you fight each other. But I'll watch pretty girls punch each other in the face all day. And she got kind of mad at him. But like she said, there's no weight classes in women's MMA. It should just be 135. Like we don't need to have a 145 or 135 or even 125. The women's class for fighting is 135. If you make it there, you don't, or you do if you don't. And then there's just one title and there's just one person. And if they did that, they would have 8 girls in a division right now, and it would be the division everybody's asking for. Do you agree?
Yeah, sure. I mean, at this point, right? I don't even know what to call there. I mean, I think is it bantamweight is 135. I think that's the men's version.
No, I think it's just called the women's division.
Yeah,
I think it's
just have a women's title and decide in a weight class, or you want to meet somewhere in the middle and make it 140, and then just I got no problem with that.
Yeah, and she called out at her last fight she called out Cyborg, and they also interviewed Cyborg on this show, and she had said that she'll do it, but she'll do it soon or later. I mean, it was like a really gray area answer. I don't think she wants anything to do with Ronda Rousey.
Ooh, I don't think she does either. I think she knows what's going to happen. I think Ronda's more talented than she is on the ground, and I mean, she'll probably get armbarred.
Yeah, I mean, Cyborg was just a bad bitch knocking bitches out. Now that she has a girl that can fight, she's not anything.
On a lot of steroids too.
Right. Per the failed test that she took.
What other MMA news is out there, Joe?
Not much. I mean, it's the fallout from the show over the weekend. Obviously, the fights to be made after that. I mean, Dan Henderson, he got to fight again before he gets another shot at John Jones. I know they talked about him fighting Lyoto Machida. What's next for John Jones? I guess you have to see how his arm is.
I would bet Super Bowl weekend. If I was a betting man, I would say Super Bowl weekend. He'll be the headliner. February. So that would be February.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I can see that.
I think you're going to.
Who's he going to be against? Is it going to be Dan Henderson?
Dan Henderson, but I think Dan Henderson will have to fight Machida. Maybe I think you're right on that. I would guess Machida and Henderson with the winner of that.
There's not a more boring fight with the possibility of an awesome finish than Lyoto Machida. It's always like the longest X amount of minutes to an awesome knockout. That's why the only reason why you can give him the benefit of the doubt. But man, defensive fighters, fuck off.
Vito doesn't like defensive fighters.
Fuck no, man. I hate the guy that scores 1 point and says, "Your turn." Fuck you.
This isn't wrestling.
I'm not a fan. In that respect, I'm not a fan of John Fitch. I really don't like
he's
John
the king of it.
I hate
no one
lay and pray. There's a difference between ground and pound and guys who just lay there.
And that's why that's why I'm not a GSP fan. I'll respect what he does, but he's a guy that scores 1 point and waits. I can't stand that.
I think he finishes more than John Fitch does.
Oh yeah.
I think he's way more exciting.
In his last 3 or 4 fights, would you say that? He doesn't finish shit.
Yeah,
Greg Jackson taught him how not to finish.
He's fallen into the Jackson mode. Although he didn't finish Dan Hardy, and he had Dan Hardy in a pretty nasty armbar, and Dan Hardy got out of it. So that was an almost finish, I guess.
And look at a guy like Dan Hardy. How did he not he didn't get smashed in that fight, did he? I mean, why did he just fall off? They had him built up to be the guy.
He's coming back. He's fighting on that show. I think I think there is another UFC this weekend.
Stefan Struve, it's Stefan Struve and Miocic.
Dan Hardy's fighting Amir Sadala, the guy who won one of the Ultimate Fighter seasons. So that should be good. Dan Hardy, he's won ever since that. He's one of those guys who still has a job because most of his fights are exciting, even when he loses. That Chris Lytle fight that he lost was great, and
sure,
he's won. He's a favorite of Dana White, I think, at least in that respect. So that's good. So he'll have a job. He keeps winning and keeps putting on good fights. So
where are we at?
I like watching.
Where are we at with Josh Koscheck, man? Is he ever coming back or what?
I thought he was hurt.
He was supposed to be on that card last night against Jake Ellenberger originally.
Yeah, I mean he's fallen victim to one of the injury bug that's gone through this year. The MMA in 2012 was the year of the injury.
Yeah, so far. I mean, at this point, it's really no going back. But yeah, well, Lockport Joe, we appreciate you checking in with your regular shin to chin. I think we didn't even. It was such a surprise to hear from you. We didn't even get the shin to chin. So we need to play that for you. We need to give you a proper intro here, but we'll give you a proper exit with your shin to shin intro.
All right, boys. Talk to you later.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Later, Joe. How do we have an intro set up for him and everything, and we don't even fucking play it?
No, because we're unprepared.
And the last time we played it, it got all fucked up, so no one's even heard the whole shin to chin intro.
So let's give it a proper intro. Shin to chin with Lockport Joe.
Shin to chin. 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 It's all over, just like now. Showtime,
Sure.
All right, so there you go. Shin to chin with Lockport Joe. Thank you so much, Lockport Joe, for checking in, talking a little MMAs. You can hear him on here all the time. You can also check him out online. You can find him on Facebook, I'm sure. You
cannot find him on All Things BJJ, though.
Fuck that place.
Fuck that. And if you guys have friended that place,
go there and unfriend it.
First, post something shitty on their latest post, because they won't let you post your own post, but go into their last post and post a comment how they suck.
Yes, please do us that favor.
Yeah, because do Joe that favor. I mean, he's the shit.
Yeah.
But right now, we're going to have a special guest on out of the chute. We had no idea this was going to happen. We've been trying to get this guy on for a while.
It sounds like he maybe tuned in. He saw the post on Facebook, tuned in, saw that we were on the air. So let's go to...
We usually don't do this. We usually don't call on...
call out. That only special guest. Blaze got the call out. So we're going to go with the call out on this person. Let's see. Let's just make sure it connects before we actually introduce him.
Right.
That can never happen.
He is online. He says that he is on. So... Wait a minute. Wait for it. There he is.
There he is. All right.
Is he in Joe's house?
Yeah, it's like the same shot. Welcome to In the Rotation, Madman Pondo. How you doing, Pondo?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, it sounds loud and clear.
Can you hear us?
So, I went and watched Dredd.
Okay. Dredd, the movie, Dredd 3D.
Fucking A. Like, I don't know. I'm not a comic book fan. I don't read the comics. But I thought the movie was way badass. I loved the movie. The 3D in it was great. That was my Viagra working. Sorry about that.
Now that's a remake. Is it a remake or is it an adaptation? Because there was the Sylvester Stallone movie, Judge Dredd.
Sylvester Stallone was more kid orientated. Dredd was fucking badass all the way through. A lot of good kill scenes, you know. I don't think it had anything to do with the other one.
Well, Pondo, talking about movies right out of the gate, I mean, everybody knows you as a hardcore wrestling legend. But what we appreciate about you is you see every fucking movie ever made, don't you?
I do my best to try and do that, but Twilight can kiss my fucking ass.
You do have standards, huh? So Twilight's on the list. What other movies will you just not see out of spite?
Well, Twilight, I was working at this movie theater because I got into movies for free. I was like security. And the guy calls me and says, hey, I need you to watch this movie. We got a whole bunch of kids going to be in there. I was like, what is it? He goes, it's a vampire movie. I said, shit, I'm there. Right. No, it's not a fucking vampire movie. Vampires do not glow in the fucking sun.
And you know, Pondo, he told you that on purpose because he wasn't going to tell you what it was. He's like, oh, it's a vampire movie.
Probably, fucking dick. Rob Scott, you fucking dick. But you know, I'm pretty easy. I'll watch just about anything. Well, I mean, not anything, but you know, some movies that, like this Clint Eastwood movie that came out, I got no interest, but I would watch it.
Just to say that you did, because it's like, aren't you like committed at this point to having seen? Now, is it like a thing where you just see them just because, hey, I watch every movie, so I'm going to see this?
Nah, I'm not. I got no commitments. You guys know me. I'm kind of a jack off in life, but you know.
Hey, when you don't have a real job, weekends are basically meaningless, right?
I hear you. But I also went and saw. What else did I see? I saw Resident Evil.
Okay.
3D. It was all right. It didn't keep up with the other four. I think they focused more in on the 3D this time. But Alice always kicks ass. You know, she had a couple good fight scenes in there. Then I know there were some other movies I saw.
How about Expendables 2? That was one that I was interested in. I loved Expendables 1. Does number 2 live up to it?
You know, it's like the 60-year-old guys that are doing some cool shit and then saying their catchphrases and stuff like that, but I enjoyed it.
Right. If you take it for what it is, which is basically an 80s action movie where shit doesn't have to make sense, it doesn't have to be for real, you just have to like to watch shit get blown up.
Damn right.
A lot like the last Rambo.
I'll tell you, one of the funniest movies that I've seen this year is The Campaign. Did you guys see The Campaign?
I have not yet, but I do want to see it. I mean, how could it fail with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis? The chemistry between those two guys, I can imagine, is off the chain.
Well, there's shit that goes on in there you just wouldn't think would go on. That whole so you saw the trailer, right, where he goes towards the baby with the punch?
Right, yes.
So you think that's going to be a cut scene? That's not a cut scene at all. That's a slow-mo scene. And the baby's face, you know, a brilliant piece of film right there.
Yeah, those two guys, I can imagine, unhinged, where there's not a lot of rules put on them.
Oh,
can be pretty crazy.
Exactly.
What is your opinion on 3D? Everyone's got an opinion. You see a lot of movies. A lot of these movies are going to 3D. Do you like the 3D movement? Would you rather see them not do 3D?
See, I was old. I'm an old guy, and I went to a festival one time with the blue and the red. My grandma took me. She hated every fucking minute of it. But I saw Friday the 13th Part 3D, Amityville 3D, Jaws 3D, some shit with Molly Ringwald, some space movie, and some kind of, I was always a 3D fan, but then the best 3D that I ever saw, and I regret this so bad, when the blue and red 3D stopped happening, Captain EO, which is the Michael Jackson 3D film at Epcot Center in Walt Disney World. Okay. When I was a kid, that shit came out, and this little orange cat comes like right next to you. So, I love 3D. I think 3D is awesome. Final Destination 5, I thought, had good 3D in it.
Dude, is that not one of the best movies ever, how at the end they tie the entire franchise into the end of that movie?
Exactly, and from what I understand, they're even going to go farther into that with Part 6.
Wow, you're not. Do you watch that franchise?
Honestly, I was so uncomfortable watching the first one. I was like, oh, I can't handle it. I'm not a horror movie guy. I can't.
So the way anybody that's seen it, the movie always opens up with a horrific death scene where multiple people die. 2 people walk away from death prior to the death, so then therefore death starts to chase them. Okay,
right. I get that's
so
the concept.
the first one was a plane crash. The second one was a major car accident. The third one, Pondo, can you remember? The third one was the roller coaster. The fourth one was the race car, the racetrack.
Yes.
And then the last
one was the bridge.
And a bridge comes apart and falls apart and all awesome.
No shit.
Well, so then at the very end of the last one, I'm not ruining it for you because the movie came out forever ago. If you haven't seen it yet, fuck off. You're not going to see it anyway. The very last scene, they get onto the airplane that crashed in the first one.
Oh, no shit.
So that's how it explains how death is chasing it's insane.
Wow.
It's awesome. Check them out if you watch them all. They're really, really great death scene movies. Horrific death scene movies.
Another thing we love about you, Pondo, is that you never know where you're going to pop up. Your Facebook, you're always constantly updating what you're doing, and it's always in some other random part of the country. We love to play the game, Where in the World is Madman Pondo? Talk about some of the places you visited recently.
In the past 2 weeks, me and my girl, we started off the 9th, and we went to Abdullah's House of Ribs.
Nice.
Then we went on into my mom's house. She lives in Groveland, Florida, which is about 10 miles, 20 miles from Disney. So we rested and went to Medieval Times for her birthday. Then we went to Hollywood Studios, which used to be MGM Studios. I don't know what it is now. Why are you guys whispering? What are you saying?
We're talking about the next question we're going to ask you.
We're setting up questions for Madman Pondo.
Right.
That's right. Then we went to Epcot and Animal Kingdom. And then we went to the rainforest. Then we flew to Colorado for Slave to the Death match.
Can I ask you about that tournament?
Sure, man. Ask me.
Joe.
Hold on. It's Norman Bates.
Take a call live on the air.
Hey, I'm on the Skype radio with the Tomaselli and the Fakeaselli and the Tomaselli.
Fakeaselli. Yes.
I'll call you back here in a minute.
He's the only guy that would get this treat. We just hang up on you if this was anybody else.
I love it. Nah. Okay, where was it? The Slaves of the Death match.
Yeah, those guys out there, fellow juggalos, fellow friends. We definitely know those guys real well. Joe and his boys out there always take care of us whenever we're out in Denver. Talk a little bit, put his tournament over a little bit, and explain what it's like out there.
This is my third one. They always take real good care of me while I'm out there. The second one had Mick Foley on it. This one, I won the last two. This one I fell a little short. Necro Butcher won this one.
That nasty Necro Butcher. He's always a thorn in your side, isn't he?
Fuck, dude. I don't deserve to win anything anymore. Hell, my time's been and gone. No problem. But, the second time I went, we went to a place called Jack's, and they had a 7-pound burrito.
Whoa.
Nobody's finishing that motherfucker.
No. Wow.
Pretty cool, man. Well, hey, let's ask you now, too. There's definitely some news in the JCW/Juggalo world. We had Corp on a couple weeks ago, and he gave us his story. We heard the Rudy interview and got his story. Well, can you shed any light on Corp and that whole saga that took place at the gathering?
I really don't have no part of the story, I mean, you're not the only people who'd ask me that, but, I get in more trouble at JCW than anybody I know.
You've been hired and fired more times than anybody.
Yeah, I am the most fired guy, but then again, I am the most hired guy. But, for me to sit here and say this happened, you guys know me. I try to stay away from drama and shit like that. And I really don't know the logistics of everything anyway. So for me to sit here and tell you guys, hey, this is my expert opinion, I'm not an expert on a damn thing. So.
Well, then fuck that. Give us your expert opinion on this year's gathering. Shenanigans. Was your girl there with you? Did you bring Mary with you?
Sure did, and she got to wrestle for Arena Chicks, and then she wrestled for Oddball and the Thumbtack. She's just as retarded as I am. My main focus on this Gathering of the Juggalos. Hold on, I'll get him. Hold on.
That's a pretty rad Wolverine poster, though.
I'm not kidding. It's like he's sitting at Joe's house, right? It's the same shot. We stare at Joe's house. It's the same, only with a poster covering the doorway. If Billy Wax walks through that door, I
wouldn't be surprised.
Wow.
Madman Pondo joining us here live on the air.
I think he needs a regular segment with movies and shenanigans.
Yes, I think where in the world is Madman Pondo with a little bit of movie mixed in?
Yes. You know what's funny with that poster? It has the Wolverine claw. I thought it was like an opening you could walk through. Now I see it's just the claws. I thought it was like shredded into the poster.
Okay, you're back.
All right. This was my main focus on the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a Cheech figure.
Can you see it right there?
Oh, I see the signature. Okay.
Hey, check this out. This is our Cheech and Chong thing for the studio. Can you see this?
Yeah, I see that.
Wow.
See Chong?
Wow. So, okay, you got them both autographed because they were there, right?
Yeah, let me tell you. So, you guys been to the Gathering, so you know how everything's set up.
Yep.
There's a trailer, and then there's a tent where they do the comedy at. So after their concert, they go back inside after their stand-up, they go back inside that trailer. Tons of people are in between that tent and that trailer.
Gotcha.
And I know that I want to get these fuckers signed. So I grab my pass and my mag light, and I start shining it in people's faces. Hey, you got a pass? You got to go. You got to fucking go. So I'm getting all these people out of there. Then 3 dudes, I said, hey, you guys got passes? And they said, yeah. And they showed me their all access passes. I'm like, fuck. So I shined my flashlight way away. I said, you guys stand right there with this flashlight shining. If Cheech and Chong say you can come up, God damn it, you can come up, So they go stand over there. They come outside. I go to Chong. My girl goes to Cheech. Hey, will you guys sign this? And boom, we got the shit done.
Awesome.
But there was no getting any pictures with them, man. They was straight in the car. And,
oh, no kidding. They were bailing out of there. There was no shaking hands and getting to chum up with them, huh?
Not really, no.
Did you get who did you get a chance to kind of hang out with a little bit?
I vowed this year that I wasn't going to get in trouble, which I did get in some kind of trouble.
Of course you did, Pondo.
But, I didn't even go near the concert stage at all. I just sat there hoping to stay out of trouble. And, with everything going on, I thought I was going to slide by. There was nothing I thought would go worse than what happened. But, something happened. But anyway,
something always happens with you, man.
Yeah, I didn't get to meet Ralphie May. I wanted to, we wrestled during his stand-up. I got my picture taken with Jamie Kennedy. That was because of the movie Scream. That's the only reason I wanted that. And
what is that terrible noise?
Is that the cops?
Gathering.
Is that the cops in the background, Pondo?
What?
It sounded like there was like a siren or something going off in the background.
Here?
Yeah.
Well, I live in Portland. That's real near Louisville. I'm in West Side. I'm in the bad side of town. I ain't got no fucking cop cars right now.
Portland, Kentucky. I can only imagine.
I can imagine. Yes.
Well, it's Louisville, but it's just like a suburb of. But you tell it. I only live like 2 streets over from 64, so I'm still in a good neighborhood of it. But when you tell people you're from Portland, all of a sudden they think you're like a bad motherfucker or something.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like some shit's going down there. You might want to get...
It actually sounds like it's on your guys' side.
Oh, we got a little bit of a problem here, huh?
Maybe some feedback from something we got open?
I don't know.
Shut her down.
All I got open is this...
It sounds like wind, too.
It does sound very windy.
Nevertheless, Pondo, while we're trying to figure that out, one thing I did notice is you have a match coming up with Vader, don't you? Or did it already happen?
I went to watch Vader wrestle at the Gathering to see if those punches slowed down any.
Hey, Pondo.
Not at all.
Pondo, I'm going to hang up with you and call you right back. I'm going to try to. I got to shut this down. I'll call you right back.
All right.
Yeah, as soon as I hung up with him, it went away.
Okay.
There must have been something in the connection between both parties there. So now we're gonna go ahead and try to give him a call back, see what happens there. Silliness.
Yeah, wow. Technical difficulties.
It's back.
No, it's still there.
Hello.
Pondo, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right,
cool.
So Vader, you were telling a story about Vader. You saw Vader at the gathering?
Yeah, him and Scott Steiner wrestled these two guys, so I went out there especially to watch the match to see if Vader's punches had slowed down any, and no, they haven't at all. So
I heard him and Scott Steiner kick the shit out of those two guys.
I don't know. You know, the thing about that is those two guys, where would they ever got another chance to wrestle Scott Steiner and Vader?
Right.
So they was happy. Everybody was happy. You know, that's what it's all about, I think.
Getting a chance to wrestle a guy like Vader. I mean, you've gotten an opportunity to get in the ring with some pretty cool guys.
Pretty cool, yeah. And the cool thing is, a lot of them I was watching on TV. You know, before they became famous. So I see Ric Flair's picture on the wall. Whose house is this? Is this Vito's or Ben?
There's no Ric Flair picture on the wall.
This is ITR Studios.
I see a blonde-headed guy right behind Ben. Who's that?
Oh, you know what? There's a picture of the Horsemen all holding hands up in the corner. I forgot I had that there. I thought you were looking at our sponsors, Death Grip Clothing.
Oh, no. I can see shit. I see somebody's Special Olympic medal on the wall over here by the door.
That's my King of Trios Young Lions Cup medal.
But yeah, Pondo, we were talking about it when you stepped away to go pick up the figures. I think we'd like to have you on regularly. Where in the world is Madman Pondo? Talk a little movies every once in a while. You mind joining us every once in a while?
Yeah, no problem. I'll be in Mexico next month, so
of course,
you know, I'll tell you what those guys are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Skype us from Mexico. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go back to Japan pretty soon too.
No shit. Okay, great. For Big Japan or another promotion?
We
don't know yet.
Hopefully that's what it is, but you know, I don't want nobody to block it. So let's just say the country of Japan.
Sure,
no problem.
So it must be for Noah. We'll just say you're going to Noah.
Damn right. That's exactly where I need to be.
Well, Pondo, thank you so much for calling in on Skype, man. We'll definitely catch up with you real soon. Be safe, buddy.
All right, guys. Keep watching those movies.
All right. Take it easy, Pondo. Madman Pondo joining us here on In the Rotation.
Yeah, you can't really complain about that. I love Pondo, man.
Awesome.
I got to spend like 35 days on the road with Pondo.
Tell us, come on, give us a Pondo story from the Happy Days tour.
Just one story, one Pondo story. Well, I will say this. Oh, I don't know if I can. See, there's something maybe he doesn't want us talking about.
Yeah.
Let's just say this isn't Madman Pondo. It's somebody else. We'll call him Messy Man Pondo.
Okay.
Messy Man Pondo had these two crickets. Crickets are girls out in Oklahoma. Met these two bitches out in Oklahoma, and he was gonna fuck them, so he brings them to the hotel, right? And he brings them upstairs, and this girl sets her bag down on the bed, and she opens it up. She takes like a shirt out, takes like a hat out, and then takes this big knife out of her bag.
Jesus.
And he's like, what's that for? She's like, now she has scars from her neck down to her tits, where I saw she had like a crop top shirt on, scars all over the fucking top of her chest. So she likes to cut herself, right? So she tells him this is for when we fuck, you know. So this is what's funny. You see Pondo from a distance bumping in glass and cutting him all over the place. You think this is what he's into, but he's not. Right. He's like when he's fucking, he wants to just fuck and then go away. I don't want to bleed. Who wants to do that?
Right.
You know. So he says as he's fucking her, he like eked over on the bed and took the knife and hid the knife like under the bed in mid fuck just to get rid of it as he was doing it.
Yeah.
And as they were done, I was coming down the stairs, they were coming up the stairs, and we ran into each other, and I got to see the scarification of this broad. I mean, dude, like, and not like I got pricked. I mean, like deep gouges in the top of her chest. Disgusting.
I can't understand that.
What's up with that? Like, what kind of daddy issues do you have?
A lot of daddy
issues.
Somebody definitely touched you.
But Pondo was the shit. He was the bunk under me on the tour bus. Really got to know him real well. I had just known him, you know, from passing at shows and
seeing him at different IWA shows and whatnot.
Correct. And we were kind of the low man on the totem pole along with Brandon.
You did wrestle him in the only no rope barbed wire match you ever did.
Correct. Yeah, correct. Wow.
It scarred the shit out of him.
Yeah. No rope barbed wire. He tells Brandon and I to scoot in and give him a suplex on the bar, like like a hot shot, only don't take them off. Just set them on the top of the barbed wire. Well, we don't know how to work the barbed wire. We just know to do it. So we pick him up with the suplex and throw him down on the wire, and he went straight to the floor, and it gave him a huge ring. He still has a scar to this day, I'll tell you, around his belly where the barbed wire was just ripped the shit out of him real bad. So sorry, Pondo.
And that's why the Tomasellis don't do death matches.
That's among other reasons. But yes, that would be definitely a good reason. So. I think we're gonna go ahead and take another break, dude.
All right, cool. Let's reset. We've got some awesome, more political talk coming up. We've got some cool audio that you found.
Flip floppers. We're gonna call the next segment flip floppers.
Flip floppers. So let's go take a call from Shawn Michaels. We'll be back here on In the Rotation on Spreaker.com.
New York City, it's about that time. Yeah. I said I'm so New York, Weezy probably don't like me. I'm so New York, Weezy probably don't like me. I'm so New York, Weezy probably don't like me. La da 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 da. For my city, emphasis on my city. You gotta go to LA if you looking for Diddy. You gotta check CT if you looking for Fitty. Niggas in Paris, but what about the city? I'm so NY like them folks who make PlayStation. I hope y'all enjoyed your summer vacation. I've been on that medicine, hard to stay patient. Time to come for Sugar Hill, word to Ray Nathan. I'm coming for the belt and I stay aging. I'm coming for your idol, word to Clay Aiken. Pause, in case they take it the wrong way. And bitch niggas always take it the wrong way. Still spitting, I'm the city saliva. Want the keys to it like the designated driver. Sometimes I listen to my own rhymes and feel like I had the fucking keys the whole time. Ain't gotta give me credit, I take cash. Yeah, we take cash. These old niggas tryna live off their old bodies. These young niggas think they killing shit with nobody. I gave these niggas style, they never had a clue. They heard the freestyles, yeah, they had the clues. Been doing this a while, probably had your boo. She probably came back, had a little attitude. Gun charge, oh yeah, I had like 2. My black lawyer beat him, never had a Jew. I done had a few, never used, had them new. Got the Bentley coupe first, Clue had the blue. No Diddy, no Debris, no Dr. Dre. No cash money from Baby, and no rocks from Jay. And I'm still here, I'm still here. I'm so New York that I'm still here. I'm so New York, Weezy probably don't like me. I'm so New York, Weezy probably don't like me. I'm so New York, Weezy probably don't like me. La da 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 da.
Fuck it, I thought I'm sold. I strode on down the road in C-walk mode to the wizard I'm told. But hold up, this road fuck with twists and turns. I'm having no luck as my vanilla blunt burns. I'm seeing trees with faces, bushes that walk, and as far as I can see, nobody drawn in chalk. And the sky's bright green, sometimes it's kinda pink. I'ma twist another blunt here, sit down and think. How the fuck, what the fuck, who the fuck in when? What the fuck I'm doing here, I would've figured the pin. Then again, I gotta get the fuck home before long, cause the first of the month is coming on. I'm gone, let me spark my shit right quick, I'm outta here.
Yo, homie, let me get a hit of that blunt.
Fuck yeah, wait a minute, who said that? Look around everywhere, and I heard somebody singing over there, so clear, he went,
I don't need a break, don't need anything, I just want somebody to smoke with.
Who said that? Who said that?
Knock up on this thing with no fucking games, I just want somebody to smoke with.
Who said that?
Well, I said that.
Look at this shit, I'm talking to a scarecrow stuck on a stick, asking me for a hit right quick. Shit, all I got is Bobby Brown, I can't front, but the wizard got's all you want. You can smoke up his tundra, they say it's the thunder. He can have King Kong smoked under the wonder. I'm going there now and getting me some, and plus the wizard gonna get my ass home, he's on.
It would be the shit, big homie, if I could walk with you and talk with you and get up on a fat bag or two. Cause I've been hanging from this pole for so long and smoking on homegrown, my headache is full blown. I ain't the smartest scarecrow with a hat, but if you lift that little latch and I go crash into a pumpkin patch. Don't leave me hanging, big homie, just pull the lever so we can just get to walking the yellow alley together. Cause I don't need a break, don't need anything, I just want somebody to smoke with.
And I'm with that, man, it ain't no thing.
stuff in that straw.
Hey, Paul, I mean Scarecrow, yo.
Don't ask if I ever tried smoking myself, no.
I only thought with the hey, okay. Anyway, let's get you some real shit down the yellow brick alley.
Don't need a brain, don't need anything. We just need some homies to smoke with.
And I'm with that, and I'm with that.
We don't need a brain, don't need anything. We just need some homies to smoke with.
And I'm with that, and I'm with that.
We don't need a brain, don't need anything. We just need some homies to smoke with.
And I'm with that, and I'm with that.
We don't need a brain, don't need anything. We just need some homies to smoke with.
And I'm with that, and I'm with that.
We don't need a brain, don't need anything. We just need some homies to smoke with.
And I'm with that, you know I'm with that.
We don't need a brain, don't need anything. We just need some homies to smoke with.
We don't need nothing, we don't need nothing.
We don't need a brain, don't need anything. We just need some homies to smoke with.
We are back here on In the Rotation, live on Spreaker.com, on the internet, worldwide. Worldwide. We have people listening all over the world to this motherfucker.
That's right. Pondo. How about Madman Pondo?
How about it? I can't wait to have him join us from Mexico. That would be cool.
Sure. And when he's wrestling in Noah in Japan, should be very entertaining too.
Right. You know, when he's wrestling the corpse of Misawa.
Right.
That would be cool.
Jesus. It's so crazy.
Wow. So a show that started off with no guests, Sal coming through, booking 2 guests on one show.
Yeah, right. He didn't do
Jones.
step number 2, which was take a nap.
Take a nap. That's usually how it works.
Step 1, come up with a great idea. Step 2, take a nap.
Take a nap.
That's a lot of friends and people we know like to do step number 2, usually number 1, kind of.
Yeah, number 1. They're great at number 1. Come up with a great idea, and then they do step number 2, which is take a nap, and that's it. Then there's no further on that
anything
on that idea.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we always love to talk politics. It's one of our favorite subjects. It's we like to talk about the subjects that you're not supposed to talk about at dinner parties. Those are our favorite subjects.
Right. Did I get kicked out of dinners? Right. We're talking, just about stuff.
Right. Just about politics, trying to smarten some people up. And it's always fun because, these politicians and talking heads on TV, they always spout something. They always feel one way. And then a few years later or even a few months later, you find out that they really now say the exact opposite.
Right.
And that's one of this segment we're going to do here now called Flip Floppers.
Yeah. I found some good audio. What happens is these politicians, when their guy's in office, they say one thing. They toe that party line. And then when he's not in office, they say the complete opposite to argue the other party that's in office. So This just so happens to be what I found is all Republicans. I'm not this is what I found. So it's not it isn't a both party thing. So if you're a Republican, sorry, fuck off. have a better party that doesn't flip flop as much, and we could probably
So we start off now with looks like Sarah Palin.
Yeah, Sarah Palin, who's everybody's favorite idiot until Mitt Romney came around. I mean, she literally she's no longer the idiot of the Republican Party, right?
No. She's still the idiot of the Republican
But I
Party.
mean, not the idiot of the Republican. At this point, he is, right?
No, I think he's just the figurehead. She's still the idiot. Her and the Michelle Bachmans of the world.
Yeah, they're the Tea Party Republicans
they're the
at this
idiots.
point, though. Yeah, Michelle Bachman's the best. Her husband's really cool too. He has a group that helps gay guys not be gay anymore.
Right, they turn them straight.
Can that guy not be queerer than a $3 bill? Michelle Bachman's husband.
Right.
Come on, man.
You'd think so.
Well, I had heard this, and someone going back and forth with someone on Facebook, they had said this. So this isn't my point, but when he said it, I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense. They always say, people that are gay decide to be gay. They choose.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. Well, when did you choose to be straight?
Right. Didn't.
Like think back to your childhood. Did you ever remember sitting back going, yeah, I like girls. Wow. I do like girls.
Oh, no shit, yeah.
No shit.
No.
Ever, right?
No, never.
Never.
It was always, I knew.
Man, if you see the movie Religulous, Bill Maher's movie, he went around the whole country, in parts of the world actually, to interview different religious fuckheads. And he had talked to this one guy. He went to this one guy he was gay and turned straight and has a family now and all this stuff. and interviewed him, and it's very funny. Search it out, Religulous. Check it out.
I guarantee that guy is still smizzing the diz.
Oh yeah, he is. Trust me. And it's always funny when these politicians get caught doing that, and then they have to stand on stage with their wife, and they sit there with that utter shocked look on their face.
Shit, they found out. Damn it.
It's so great. So here's Sarah Palin. This is just a few second clip. This is her in 2012 talking about current policies, and then I'm going to play something from her in 2008 completely saying the complete opposite.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
here we go.
Sarah Palin, 2012.
How much longer can we afford to spill our blood and treasure trying to, quote unquote, promote democracy in places that do not have any values for civilized societies?
Like, so there you go. I don't even know what she's really saying there.
She's now. I'm telling you, the Republican Party has jumped on the truther movement a little bit to argue against these wars that they put us in. Okay, that they were. And you're going to hear in a minute in 2008 arguing for. She's just basically saying that we can't help, in layman's terms, we're never going to help these people. Why are we over there?
Right.
Okay, which I agree with, 100% wholeheartedly agree with.
Yeah, if that's your opinion, I agree with it.
You know, but that isn't their opinion. That's her opinion for that right then and there to make Obama look bad.
Right.
Okay, they don't really agree with that, and I'm going to tell you why. Because in 2008, also let me preface this by saying, you can absolutely change your opinion.
Sure.
But you can tell that's not what this is. She didn't come out there and say, I used to have this opinion, but I don't anymore. And here's why, and here's some facts, and here's some points, and here's what's going on, and here's how we're really raping and pillaging these people. If they say it that way.
Right, because that would be in the that would show that you did do some work and research and have changed
She's
your
just
opinion.
towing the party line on Fox News. Fox News is if you watch Fox News, please call in.
Yeah, please.
Please.
I would love to have a debate with anyone
Yeah.
that watches Fox News.
As a matter of fact, you could be our first guest live in the studio because I don't want you hanging up.
Right. Well, but we do have we have fans all over the world, anywhere. If you, just conservative. If you're a true hardline conservative
Yeah.
Republican, I would love to talk to you.
Absolutely.
'Cause I've got all kinds of questions.
Skype us, ITR Live, all one word. So here she is now in 2008 saying the exact opposite thing when she's towing the party line for George Bush, and also during her run to be vice president. This is during that time.
I see our role in the world as one of being a force for good to help these rising, smaller democratic countries that are just, they're putting themselves on the map right now.
So we're just going in to help them out a little bit.
We're turning them into America because they want that.
Yeah, they want that.
They want that. They don't fucking want us there.
No.
Man. All these none of these Middle Eastern countries, they don't want us there. We're stealing their resources and we're nuking that place.
They don't want their people having freedom there. They just the people
their
in power
people don't want their freedom. You got to understand
right,
that too. Like
and
the
they're
people
okay,
there are cool with dictatorship,
and the ones that aren't leave.
Right, they leave. They leave immediately.
If they want the American experience, they could come to America.
Right.
We got plenty of room here. There's all kinds of room in Wyoming.
Right. And I think it's kind of hypocritical on the end of these conservatives where they'll say things like, oh, well, we got to fight them over there, so we don't got to fight them over here. Well, they're not coming here unless they want to be here. They're not storming our fucking beaches. 9/11 was a joke. Go back and listen to our show. It's a work, man. Those 19 Muslims, it was known way ahead of time that they were going to come and attack the country. Our military knows these things. Our intelligence agencies know these things ahead of time. Don't be scared of people storming our beaches. That's not going to fucking happen.
No.
It's never going to happen.
No, the bad guys aren't going to come in your front door.
Right, and like people will say, I don't want another 9/11. I don't want another Pearl Harbor. Those were false flags. Those are all false flags to be done on purpose. So you can't stop that shit from happening.
Right.
We're raping and pillaging these communities for resources. Fucking resources.
Yeah,
So
all because we want something that's in their ground.
here's one of my favorites. Here's Sean Hannity. I swear to God, there's about 5 people in the world that if I saw them out and about, I would gun them down. And he's one of them. He's just an idiot. This guy is such an idiot. And you're going to hear several clips now with him completely flip-flopping depending on who's in the office.
He's that guy. He's the talking head of all talking heads.
He makes a lot of money to be the talking head. So you can't him and Bill O'Reilly, I wish they were on a plane together going somewhere really nice and they were happy and it went down in a burning mess. That would be a great
if Rush
birthday
Limbaugh
gift.
could get on that plane too, that'd be great.
Sure. He's
that guy's insane.
How do you listen? How do people listen to Rush Limbaugh?
I don't understand it because the guy is clearly just saying shit to incite you.
On the next episode, I'll pull some Rush Limbaugh stuff just so you can hear the nonsense that this guy talks about, and we'll debate Rush Limbaugh
Sounds
and
great.
his points. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's Sean Hannity in 2012.
Can we call the show "What a Rush"?
Sure. Wow, what a run. Sure. All right, here we go. Sean Hannity.
Egyptians elected a Muslim Brotherhood member to head their country. And let's not forget, this is the very first place in the Middle East that President Obama promised to bring, quote, democracy to.
Okay, so is that true?
He's basically saying, like, that's that image you see on all the news where they're ripping the American flag to pieces. That's what they were showing during that clip. And he's basically saying, look, you didn't bring democracy here. Look, I hate to break it to you, there is no bringing democracy to the Middle East.
Yeah.
They have their democracy. They have what they want. There
Right.
is, and they're tired of us being there. They took troops out of Iraq and said that the war is over, but then they put clothed civilians, 60,000 of them, into Iraq. So they took out 100,000 troops and they put 60,000 unmarked people on the streets.
Right, so they don't look like the military.
Right, but they're white. Hey, that's one of them. And they're just as affected by it. Those people are just as affected. Imagine if you knew everywhere you walked and turned around that you got to keep your mouth shut and be careful because there's this other entity that's in our country that's watching us.
Right. We wouldn't stand for it.
You'd be hostile as fuck. But let's say we were. Let's say we completely surrendered to it. Imagine what that's like to wake up every day going, they're here. They're still here.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking our oil. They're taking our corn. Taking our corn and they're selling it all over the world for their own, reaping their own benefits for it.
Yeah.
These people know that they're not stupid.
That's the great thing about Americans is that they don't look at the other side of it. They never, ever put themselves in the other.
There is no other side of it. Dude, I've had family members say like, "Who cares? Nuke that place over there. Fuck them. Fuck them. Dude, not fuck them. That's so fucked up.
There's families and people.
Regular people that have jobs and families, and they have holidays, and they celebrate their things together as families.
That's how they live their life. Who the fuck are we to tell someone else how to live their life? And it happens here in our own country as well. The religious want to poke their head in your house, in your window, and say, "Oh, how you doing that over there? I don't approve of the way that you're doing.
We don't approve of that."
Well, fuck you.
Well, fuck off.
Yeah.
Get out of my way.
It's not about what you approve. You live your life, I'll live mine. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
If we went by that, we wouldn't be in Iraq. We wouldn't be in Afghanistan.
Right.
We wouldn't treat people the way if we treated people the way we want to be treated, man. It's fucking crazy.
You can get a lot more democracy out of it. What if we flooded instead of this trillions and trillions of dollars we're just literally pissing in the air into people's pockets for these wars? What if we flooded the people of the Middle East, not the government? The people of the Middle East with stimuluses like this. What if we gave each home $50,000 American dollars? Holy shit, American flags would be waving in their front yards.
Sure.
We don't really want democracy, man. We're there to take it's 100% taking their resources.
It's a business.
It's a business. And the military-industrial complex is winning. They're winning. The drug war alone, what a joke. The idea that we guard the poppy fields, which 93% of all the heroin comes from Afghanistan, and we run those fields. We run it.
We guard them.
We
There's
guard
pictures upon pictures upon pictures of it.
Correct. So it's insane. Again, now we're way off topic. What he was saying about the democracy and how it's failed.
How Obama didn't. How it was one of the first things he was going to say he was going to do, and this image of the ripping flag shows that that's not the case.
That's not the case. So now here, Hannity in 2006, again George Bush in the office. His daddy is in the office, and so here he is.
I believe through the prism of history, we're going to look back at George W. Bush, and we're going to see this shift towards freedom, liberty, and democracy in the Middle East and elsewhere in the world, and he will be viewed as a great visionary.
Oh, so when George Bush is going to bring democracy, good thing.
Visionary.
He's going to be remembered forever.
Right.
Obama tries to do it, but wait, did George Bush accomplish that goal while he was in office?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. And obviously it was all Obama's idea to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There was no carryover.
No.
That's what's funny about this. When you listen to this stuff later and you see that it's just they had a different show during that time. When you listen to like Bill O'Reilly or Rush Limbaugh, any of them, Michael Savage, any of those guys, they were all America, yeah, beautiful America, back in up to 2008, and then all of a sudden it was, oh my God, we're doomed.
Right, Obama, he won, shit.
Yeah, it's
fucked.
all
been
over.
Doom and gloom from the moment he was elected. All shit.
We're all Americans, Democrats or Republican. Why are we having these arguments?
Because they've convinced us that we have to.
Exactly, man. It's pretty disgusting. So here's Sean Hannity again, 2012. Let's hear him flip flop.
The media and our government, democracy. This is a good thing. And I'm sitting here saying, well, all right, what's going to take over? It was obvious the Muslim Brotherhood was the only group that had any political clout.
He just says shit, man.
He just says shit right off of a sheet that was written for him. We're going this way today. Say this. So here he is now again, 2006, flip-flopping.
We have at least some hope for peace in the Middle East and democracy and a republic. Certainly better than what they have.
What they had the brother who was running it then. Like what are we talking about?
They've been around a lot longer than we have as a society. They've been doing it a whole lot longer than we have, and we think because we've been around for what 1,000 and
whatever. I don't even know.
Whatever it is,
to be honest with you,
it's insane to think. It's not even a couple hundred years.
I think it's a couple
hundred years we've been in existence.
1776 is when we wrote our stuff in. So a little over a couple hundred years.
Right. So we're going to tell another country who's been doing it for thousands how to run their society.
Because we're the superpower with the nukes. Okay. But if someone else gets some nukes, and like they explain in a couple of these other shows I watch, these other countries like Iran, they need to get nukes. We're going there next, so that's why they're trying to get something going. It's the only protection. If you have nukes, we're leaving you alone.
Right.
We're going to leave you the fuck alone.
Ask South Korea, right?
Right. Yeah. They just we don't even want to know what you have.
You do whatever you need.
Stay over there. Yep. Yeah. We're going to stay over here. You stay over there. We're a team too in some aspect, right? Yeah. We'll help each other.
Right. We'll just look this way.
It's nonsense, man. It's just fucking nonsense. So this next douche, this Dan Senior or Senor, I don't know how he really pronounces his name. I like to call him Dan Douche.
He's an advisor to Mitt Romney, a Middle East policy expert.
So this guy shouldn't know it all.
He's an expert.
He's an expert. So here he is in 2012. He's basically, he's on Mitt Romney's deal. So you can imagine he's shitting on Obama. So here you go.
Americans today are seeing a mess on their television screens that is unleashing throughout the Middle East. We've got a real mess on our hands, in part because of the policies of President Obama over the last several years in the region.
Now, what policies in the region has Barack Obama changed? Anything significant?
The fact that he's in the war, that's the only I can think of. That's the only thing that's moved on and kept going, which was, everybody from your guys' guy to this guy has been warmongers.
This started when you decided that Iraq was tied to 9/11 somehow.
Right. When they weren't. Weapons of mass destruction. That's my favorite.
Right. Yeah. And even Colin Powell now is like, maybe we should have waited for some better information.
Right. No, they had all the information they needed. They needed to get in there for the oil. They knew what they were doing, man.
They needed to get in there and get Saddam Hussein out of power, right? Because he embarrassed Pappy.
Yeah,
Pappy Bush.
And he was also standing in the way of what we're doing. Like, if we didn't go into Iraq first, none of this stuff would be possible because his army and his military would have came back at us.
Exactly.
So that was the starting point.
And there's an argument that could be made that taking him out of power was the worst decision we could have made because he had everyone else in line. He had Iran in line. He had all those other countries in line. And they all feared him. And then when he's out of power, now it's a free-for-all. Now everyone wants to grab for the power and be the main guy in charge.
And let's not forget, he had nothing. Him and Osama bin Laden is like Mitt Romney and Obama. They are not on. They were never on the same page. They were not on the same team. They never played on the same team. They were enemies. But bin Laden had just as much of an interest for him to go away as we did. Mm-hmm. He wanted his spot.
Right. Yeah. Osama bin Laden believed he could be the guy in charge.
Correct. So it's. Read.
Right. So here's now in 2006, this same guy, the military expert, the foreign policy expert,
Middle Eastern expert. Here's him flip-flopping.
It's democracy. We often said when we were there that democracy is messy. If you want clean and tidy, there's dictatorship. But right now, these Iraqi political leaders are immersed in their first sort of democratic experiment.
He said the same thing, but just flip-flopped. Right. The same exact thing. What a fucking scumbag.
And this is all that network is now, and they just feed people at home, old white people.
Yes,
that bullshit.
Yes,
that the sky is falling.
And I like to think we're going away from that. We're really starting to get away from these idiots, man. It's not going to happen in this election, but by 2016, I think it's going to be even more relevant with the internet and everything else around us and the way we can share information these days. It's just getting easier and easier, and the more information you share and the faster you share it, and the faster you call bullshit on these guys like we did in our latest session here at Flip Floppers,
right.
The better off we're going to be in the long run as a civilization, and the faster this kind of shit's going to go away.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, flip floppers. I think this is something that we can do quite often. Just whenever we hear something like this, get a chance to bring it to you. That's what we've always said. You know, we wanted to do with this show is to bring you things that you maybe not heard, that maybe aren't on your plate, that maybe will change your opinion about something. At least hopefully, or at least encourage you to look further into something.
Absolutely. Now, this is a guy. This is a comedian that I love. His name's Lee Camp. LeeCamp.net is his website. He does these little 3.5 minute little splashes of just kind of goofing on what's going on in certain situations. This is entitled "Truth vs. Puppy Purging." Where do you get your news? His sessions are called "Moment of Clarities" by Lee Camp.
Let's check it out.
We got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Fighter like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending. We got no plans.
This is your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. As millions around the world try to survive with a lack of resources, we need to remember that it's almost never because the resources aren't there. They are. There's more empty houses in this country than homeless people. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's probably enough boarded up Borders bookstores or Barnes and Nobles to give every homeless veteran their own personal franchise location. And there's enough water to create bright green golf courses in the middle of fucking deserts, and restaurants store enough unsold desserts in the garbage to turn every hungry person into a morbidly obese, gently undulating mountain of syrupy flesh. So why is anybody starving, cold, thirsty, or homeless? Seems like fixing this dilemma should be easier than getting laid at an orgy. And the resources are there. It's the money that isn't there. Philosopher Alan Watts described it well when he wrote that saying there isn't enough money is basically like a builder saying there's not enough inches. There's enough wood, nails, hammers, we got all that, but we've used up all the inches. It's our archaic confusion between money and true wealth that stops us from providing food, clothing, and housing for everyone. Money is but a symbol, and we've allowed this symbol to infect our skulls. I think we should start fucking with this symbol. Avoid it whenever you get the chance. If you're a dentist, give out free checkups in exchange for groceries instead of using money. If you're a sexy woman, give out naked photos of yourself in exchange for a bottle of wine. Not everyone will want them, but some people will. There's plenty of traits and talents you can barter with. Advice, massages, homemade jewelry, hugs, secrets, exotic snakes, or erotic cakes. Whatever the fuck. And for the most part, the problem is not finding things to give, it's finding people to take the exchange. So I want to encourage store owners and shopkeepers to do it. If some strange person walks into your shop and offers you a scented candle for a candy bar or a photo of their pussy for a pastry, take it. What do you have to lose? Chances are you'll use the candle, and if nothing else, you'll get a funny story. Plus, no one gets a cut of this. No one else gets a cut of this. No taxes or Federal Reserve involvement. No millionaires grabbing at it. And even if they try, what's 10% of a hot stone massage? I'm not saying this is going to change the world. It won't. But what it will do is change our perception of money. All of a sudden, the stupid green pieces of paper would go back to being a symbol rather than being a way of life, rather than being something you destroy your family and friends over. That's your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. What do you think? Has money become far more than a symbol? What's the answer? Leave a comment in the comments section, and the person with the best response will win a free digital download of my live comedy album, Pepper Spray the Tears Away. Thanks. Keep fighting.
That is the fucking greatest title for a fucking album ever.
Pepper Spray the Tears Away.
No, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's great, and he does 2 a week, Moment of Clarities, and he just literally just shoots for 3.5 minutes. It's pretty neat, and he also does a podcast. Check him out, guys. Donate to him. The guy really does good things, and he also is the guy that gets on news shows. So he's another voice that actually gets listened to in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, check him out. Definitely. I'll definitely be checking more out of him.
We should play more Lee Camp. We should try to fit him into each show, just fit a little comedy bit in.
Yeah, why not? I think also I was just thinking he's Doug Stanhope-ish.
Yes, very Doug Stanhope-ish. Ish.
Definitely. Well, 18 live listeners.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Has anybody gone to our page
And liked it?
And liked
Nobody.
it? No.
No, but I think they're doing it out of spite now.
I do too. We'll close that bitch down then if no one's doing anything on it. I'd rather close it down than have 61 fucking deals on it.
Right.
How embarrassing.
Right. Come on. Help us out. Spread the word. You can find us on Facebook, ITR Live. Find us on Twitter. We have like 4 followers on Twitter.
Great. I did talk to one of our sponsors, Two Fat Guys Gourmet Barbecue Sauce. I love twofatguys.com. 2 is in TWO, not the number 2. They're going to give us some giveaways. Awesome. But it's hard to have giveaways when nobody calls in or posts.
Right.
So I don't want to like have it and then do it and nobody calls in for it.
All right. We've had one call from Germany. So that was it.
Here's what we're going to do. The first person to post I love Two Fat Guys on our ITR page, you're going to get a free jar of barbecue sauce.
Oh, wow. There you go. So go on our Facebook page, ITR Live, post I love Two Fat Guys, and get some free swag.
Get some free sauce. It's the fucking best.
Dude, you will not be sorry. I promise you.
It's fat-free, cholesterol-free, gluten-free, and high fructose-free. I mean, where do you get
tasty
barbecue sauce?
as a motherfucker.
Tasty as tasty
If
can
you
be.
don't believe us, take Blaze's word for it.
He did love it.
He did do a mini commercial for it.
That was pretty cool. I'll have to pull that and make that part of a little buffer into the show. But I thought today's show was good. We did our top 5 countdown, adult contemporary. Hey, look at that.
Who knew that I would like 4 out of the 5?
How do you go from being a large rap
fan? That's all I listen
fan.
to is rap, hardcore gangster rap.
But now you can listen to 105.5 and be just as happy.
I will slit my wrist before that happens.
You and Gary the Bagel Guy.
Right.
Can rock
I
on
stopped
out.
listening to terrestrial radio a long time ago.
Ride in the car with my wife and you'll change.
I know. Right? She's still the only person that does it.
Fucking terrible.
But yeah, man, I think we've wrapped up things. I think it's been nice to know you, man. Another one in the books.
Always, man. Yeah, it's another good show. We'll be back next Tuesday. Tuesday at noon seems to be our time.
Yeah, we'll get something lined up. Sal, get yourself ready here. In the next week, we need something lined up. So, nice to know you, folks. We'll see you next time here on In the Rotation.
Now, before I finish, let me just say, I did not come here to show out, did not come here to impress you, because to tell you the truth, when I leave here, I'm gone, and I don't care what you think about me, but just remember, when it hits the fan, brother, whether it's next year, 10 years, 20 years from now, you'll never be able to say that these brothers lied to you, Jack.
Better than watching Geller bending silver spoons. Better than witnessing newborn nebulas in bloom. She will see us from up high, smiles and surely sings. Perspective riser once weighty eyes ended